are seeing multiple of such precise strike. I mean, Iran was not able to deter any of these strikes and drones and attacks. And so that tells us something, right? And on top of that, the fact that Israel can carry out such precise attacks in Iran also explains how embedded they are within the intelligence, within the in the entire military apparatus of Iran, and the Iranians have at some point indirectly admitted to this, that the Israeli intelligence is very strong and very well aware of our assets. Also, I want to mention the targeted strikes on Iran's nuclear sites, and that's something that the IAEA is very worried about, because as you know, any strike and attack on nuclear facilities can have an impact for generations to come. And the fact that Iran has said that there has not been any leaks, and all of that has been contained, but that is very dangerous, and that's something that I particularly am watching very closely, because it's going to have not only local impact but also regional impact.
Also, I am setting up
Tara Kangalu, thank you very much for talking to us, for your analysis on Sky News.
And we're going to be building it on the stream live. I'm not going to be.
Well, we can go live now to Jerusalem. Our Middle East correspondent, Alistair Bunkle, is there for us. I think we managed to. You managed to get a couple of hours sleep, Alistair. I know it's been a busy one for you. We're expecting an update. The IDF.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear?
What we understand, there's.
Is this okay? Julian Hay is here. Hello, Julian.
Continue.
Drew, speaking over the video. Mute the video, Drew. Okay, I'll mute the video. I'll mute the video. Is this better now, guys? Can you hear me? I'm speaking directly into it. Yes. Everybody's saying yes. Okay, listen. Very big day today. The Israel-Iran conflict. Huge news in international politics. We'll be covering that on the Drew Pavley Show live. At the same time, very, very important news. I've got a nice PC, and we're going to be building it. I'm not going to be doing it because I don't really know how to do tech stuff, but my friend's helping me. I'm providing moral support, and we're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it live on the Drew Pavley Show, episode 60. 60 episodes. That sounded good. No, that's okay. They thought we wouldn't do it. We've made 60 live episodes in 60 days. It's a 100-day challenge. Someone said the color does not match your skin tone. Oh, that's okay, dude. All right. Listen. What a day. I'll show everybody. We've got some beautiful stuff here. I made sure that it's all Taiwanese. The stuff that we bought for the PC is all Taiwanese, not Chinese. I don't want to get shot by the CCP, of course. Steve says hello. Good day, Steve. How you going? Thanks for joining the stream. Is the audio still okay? If you took my pre-build advice, it would be built already. Listen, we got a very nice build. Sometimes you make sacrifices. Building it ourselves will make it a lot better. Will you cover the protest on the weekend? Absolutely. Make sure you flatten all the pins on the CPU before you use it. I forgot to do that on my last PC build and it messed up. Listen, no, we've got some experts helping me put this together. Yeah, we got the PC. I bought it yesterday after work and we're installing it. I wish I could have. That's beautiful. My friend's wearing a keffiyeh on the stream because he doesn't want to be on the video. Chris is going to be joining us as well. Yeah, see, guys, we were. Someone said you look like Zelensky. So true. Do you want to come on and I'll show everyone the keffiyeh? So my friend is wearing a keffiyeh as he puts together the PC because he doesn't want to get hunted by the CCP. So thank you for your help, sir. Thank you. Very, very good. So we're going to be putting it together. Chris is going to join us too. And then once it's built, I might play some games on it, but it's such a big day. It's such a big day for international politics. We have to discuss. We have to discuss so much in international politics. We've got 24 people watching live on YouTube. To the 24 people watching live on YouTube, please leave a like on the show. Leave a like on the YouTube link. YouTube will then recommend us to more people. It's so important. You have to leave a like on the YouTube link. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter, go through to my YouTube. I'll comment the link as well so people can do that. This is a very powerful broadcasting show, and look what a day this has been. I know Nick Fuentes was crying a lot on this stream. We might watch some of that live. It'll be very interesting. I might recap some of that because it's very funny. I'm gonna just okay, guys. I put the YouTube link. I put the YouTube link in the description of my Twitter post. If you're watching the stream on Twitter, I think we got a couple hundred people on the Twitter. My Twitter's a lot bigger than YouTube. Guys, go through to the YouTube link. Leave a like on the YouTube link. YouTube will then help us reach more people. Very important. Haya says is the first like. Thank you so much, Haya. We got the fighting Ukrainian shirt. Absolutely. We'd love to talk to you about how weirdly German left-wing people are viewing this strike. Yeah, we'll discuss. I'll have people on. The Drew Pavlis show is truly a fever dream. So true. The Drew Pavlis show is certainly rising. Thank you, guys. Guys, we're actually reviewing very big, powerful events in geopolitics. Why we build up a beautiful PC. And Pickles LeBlanc says, discuss the Bonnie Blue Economist article, Drew. Actually, that's a great thing. You know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to as my friend sets up the article, I did get a super chat, so I'll bring up the Bonnie Blue article, and it's a very interesting article. We have to discuss it. Apparently, she represents the greatest stuff about Britain today. So we'll. I did hear that. It's a terrible day for the Groypers. Someone commented that. Very bad day for the Groypers. Put away the PC on this glorious day. You should turn your stream as a live cooking show and learn how to make kotlet with a side of sliced salami. Okay, no, I don't think so. Listen, guys, very big events today. We'll discuss what's happening with Israel, Palestine, of course, and Israel, Iran. But I think first things first, it's very important that we discuss the important news with Bonnie Blue. I think that's very important. Thank all the gods you didn't have the gay LED lights. So there are no LED lights on my tower, which I think is actually very sad. I think I actually liked the gay LED lights, but everybody said don't get it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Hang on, I'll show everybody. There's no LED lights. I think it looks good. It's Lian Li, which is a Taiwanese company. I think it looks good. I wanted to get the more gay LED lights, maybe even a pink cover, and everybody said no, don't do that. So we didn't do that today. But thank you. We got 38 people watching live now. Thank you so much, guys. That's a great viewer number. Please leave a like on the YouTube stream. Very important. 38 viewers. It's starting slow, but we're building up. I appreciate it, guys. And today's a really big day. Now, I'll bring up the very important news with Bonnie Blue, and we'll read out the article. This is a very interesting thing. And then we'll talk about Iran, Israel. Now, somebody says you need a massive Greek Orthodox statue on top of it. Very true. I'll certainly think about that. Okay. Now, guys, The Economist, a very powerful magazine, has released an article called Welcome to Bonnie Blue's Britain, a place of sin, spin, and soft power. This is written by the Bag Hot Columnist, their weekly article on Great Britain and British culture and politics. And essentially, the idea here is that Bonnie Blue represents the greatest achievement of modern Britain. And what that means, you have to think about this in analytic terms. You have to think about the symbolism. If Bonnie Blue is the greatest symbol of modern Britain, what that means is modern Britain is potentially being gangbanged by dozens, if not hundreds of men, constantly, strange men from all across the world being gangbanged. And this is apparently what The Economist thinks is a great thing for Britain. I don't know about that, but some people think it. So we'll read through the article. Bonnie Blue is the most famous British woman not everyone knows. Miss Blue, a 26-year-old from Nottinghamshire, has become a mainstay of social media, her blonde hair and blue eyes beaming out from TikTok feeds, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Her Wikipedia page gets more traffic than Beyonce's. Okay, I didn't know that. And a little less than Taylor Swift's. Only a little less. That's crazy. Even if some still say Bonnie Who when her name is mentioned. She has become a frequent guest on podcasts that enjoy immense listenership, yet create barely a ripple in older media. Why the disparity? Her fame is not family friendly. Drew, play Rule Britannica in the background. Okay, I will. That's a good idea. I'll do that. That's very sad, but I'll play it. Okay. Had sex with 1,057 men in 12 hours. Footage of the event is not erotic. It is by turns surreal and disturbing, like staring at a Hieronymus Bosch painting. Nearly all the men awkwardly queuing wear balaclavas. One man bought his mother. At the end, the final gentleman begins thanking the cameramen and crew before launching into a rendition of You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. Luckily, attention rather than arousal was the aim. The video was to plug OnlyFans, a British website where customers can pay porn stars directly. And apparently she was banned today. Apparently, this is the news. Miss Blue said she earned £600,000 a month. That's nearly $1 million Australian dollars. posting more orthodox videos than the marathon sessions that made her name. In terms of attracting notice, it worked. When some people picture Britain, they picture Miss Blue. That's a very disturbing thought. Somebody says she's a modern Hercules. Very disturbing. Apparently my sound needs to be better. Are you sure my sounds, maybe I need to make the British song a little bit softer. Now, and why not? Mrs. Blue's strengths are Britain's strengths. Smut, scuzz, and sin are fixtures of the British economy. Tobacco companies are among the largest in the FTSE 100. Along with booze companies, British gambling companies, though considerably smaller, are among the country's best run. OnlyFans is simply another name on the list. In 2023, people spent a little under $7 billion in total on OnlyFans, or roughly how much broadcasters paid in total to show the Premier League outside Britain from 2022 to 2025. That's a crazy number. OnlyFans, which takes a 20% cut, achieves pre-tax profits of nearly £700 million, sending a wad of corporate tax to HM Revenue and Customs. Now, OnlyFans owner is looking to sell it, wanting $8 billion for the company. If it is sometimes confusing to work out how Britain makes a living, Miss Blue and her ilk provide an answer. In one gimmick, Miss Blue turned up at Nottingham Trent University offering to bed any student. The gambit was sponsored by Stake.com, an Australian gambling company, whose logo also adorns the shirt of Everton Football Club. An OnlyFans star, a low-tariff university reliant on foreign students, and a gambling company. Behold Britain's thriving services sector. Britain is really just being picked over by the buzzards. This is really sad. I think Britain is just being picked over by the buzzards, guys. It's very sad. The economists apparently think this is a great symbolic representation of Britain today, being gangbanged by thousands of strange anonymous men. After all, London is stuffed with advisory agencies staffed by smooth men with pinky rings who will tell any story for a fat monthly fee. Miss Blue simply did it for herself. If Britain has a world-class sin sector, its bullshit industry is second to none. Attention is a powerful thing, and Miss Blue knows how to get it. Without media leviathans able to control who sees what, the battle for attention becomes a fight of all against all. This provides a gap for people such as Mrs. Blue, who are willing to do anything to gain it. That is how Mrs. Blue wound up with the queue of men in balaclavas. I'll show we're making progress on the PC build, my friends. We're making progress. Very important stream.
We have the power
We're building very powerfully. The Drew Pavlu Show, people. The Drew Pavlu Show. Make sure to leave a like. If you're watching now, leave a like on the stream. We've got 34 live viewers on YouTube and a couple dozen more on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, go to the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, leave a like. So important. After Lily Phillips, another British OnlyFans star, had sex with 101 men in one session, Mrs. Blue promised to breach the 1,000 mark. Extreme content generated extreme reaction. Hordes of social media users declared themselves disgusted, but subscribers to Mrs. Blue's OnlyFans account trickled in. This system can be gamed, of course. Any self-respecting OnlyFans star relies on a network of accounts to spray content across people's feeds. Synthetic attention can evolve into organic popularity. Every piece of content on a TikTok feed bears the scans of this constant hidden struggle over the memes of production. It is a fight that Miss Blue and her team were able to win. Such modern strategies were matched with a more traditional one. Miss Blue speaks in headlines. She fed journalists talking points, whether about sleeping with young men, quotes barely legal, or old men barely breathing, quotes. Mrs. Blue was welcomed onto This Morning, a wholesome daytime television show, because producers know that controversy and clicks will follow. The result is that porn has merged back into people's everyday media consumption, just as it did in the days when British tabloids used to run news from Westminster opposite pictures of naked women. I remember when I was 12, I went to Britain. And I saw that in all the newsagent shops. You'd go and you'd see a newspaper and there'd be a big picture of boobs on the newspaper. Very, very, very concerning if you're 12 years old. Discourse has returned to the 1980s where the Sun would happily splash outrageous headlines such as Freddie Starr ate my hamster without bothering to question precisely how true it was. Did Miss Blue really sleep with 1,057 men? Did Freddie Starr eat a hamster? Doesn't matter. The medium is the message. A respectability of sorts beckons for Mrs. Blue. Channel 4, a highbrow-ish channel, is working on a documentary about her. There are limits, however. Even the most cynical of investors are wary of too much smut. OnlyFans kicked Miss Blue off the platform on June 9th. Promoting an OnlyFans account via extreme content, such as sleeping with hundreds of men in one go, violated the platform's terms of service. When an $8 billion sale is at stake, having Miss Blue as one of its most prominent figures would not do. OnlyFans can cut Miss Blue loose, but Britain has no such option. Successive governments are obsessed with soft power, carefully husbanding the country's reputation as its actual power wanes. Britain is great adverts featuring Paddington Bear and Harry Potter gaze down on travellers in foreign airports. It is a vision free from the smut that also helps the country pay its way. Mrs. Blue is unlikely to join Paddington and Potter anytime soon. There is no need. In 2025, if someone lies back and thinks of England, they may well think of Mrs. Blue. It's disgusting. It's horrible. And The Economist believes that this is a sign that this is a representation of modern Britain. It's a very sad thing. If this is modern Britain, being gangbanged by hundreds of strange anonymous men. I think that's a very sad thing for modern Britain. Now, we have some comments. We have some comments on my stream. Some people on the stream are saying they tuned in because they want to talk about Iran, Israel. They don't want to be talking about Bonnie Blue. That's very fair. That's very fair. So I'm going to put the news back on. I'm going to put the news back on, and we'll let the news talk a little bit. Today is a very big day. The news is crazy. Israel has dealt a very serious blow to the Iranian nuclear program, possibly fatal. We do not know yet the extent of the damage, but the attacks are still going. And as of the time I am recording this broadcast, Iran does not appear to have any necessary air defense means to stop Israel's attack. And so there are just more and more waves of Israeli jet attacks against Iran's nuclear platforms, its facilities buried deep within the earth, and also senior figures in the regime. There was a report that Khamenei himself was targeted. We believe Khamenei escaped that strike. That said, though, 3 of the top generals in Iran's military were killed. That included the IRCG head and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps head. He was targeted and killed in his home, alongside at least 3 or 4 other senior general figures, as well as a number of senior nuclear scientists as well. Now let's go through some of the comments. IRGC, yes. Most people don't like the regime in Iran. That's very true. I do agree with that. Somebody says we should deport Bonnie to Iran. I wouldn't even wish that on Bonnie. Did Israel wipe out the Iranian Air Force like it did to Egypt in 1967? That is not clear right now. But what we do know is that there are a number of Israeli jets in the skies above Iran right now as we speak, and Iran does not appear to have the capacity to down those aircraft. Somebody says, out of context, it looks like Hamas broke into Drew's house. Now, guys, if you're just joining now, we're 17 minutes into the stream. This is my friend Chris. We are building a PC setup right now. I bought a new PC yesterday. I'm building it live on the stream. It's beautiful. We've got so many different components that we're going through: the GPU, the CPU, the motherboard, all these things that I don't understand or know about. And luckily, my friend Chris is helping me build this. Somebody says Iran is the head of the snake of terrorism in the Middle East. I think this man is right. Listen, guys, we have 36 live viewers right now, 36 live viewers on YouTube, and a couple dozen more on Twitter. If you're watching live, please remember to leave a like on our stream. Please leave a like on the stream. YouTube will recommend us to more people. The more likes we can get. I'm looking at this now, and I believe we've got 18 likes on the stream. Thank you so much, guys. If we can get to 30 soon, it would be really, really helpful. That would help us reach a lot more people if we can get potentially a couple more likes on the stream. I appreciate that a lot. And Steve Sane says, well done, Chris. I agree. Thank you, Chris, for helping. Now let's listen to the news.
Retaliation, Iran has launched a...
This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival.
An update to bring you. Iran has confirmed that the Israeli strike has killed one of its top military officials, General Amir Ali Hajizadeh, who was head of the Revolutionary Guard's missile program. We understand that is the first confirmation from Iran of senior personnel named.
Senior personnel
being eliminated
$10
by
super
the
chat.
Israeli
Very
strikes.
powerful.
And
Thank
meanwhile,
you.
Israel says that it has
Thank you so much. A $10
top
super chat by Fight Sport Talk in New Zealand. Great work as always, bro. Will you be rescheduling your rematch with Alex Jones anytime soon? Also, regardless of who you side with, the biggest problem here is Netanyahu. Listen, thank you, Fight Sport Talk, for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. We will hopefully have that debate with Alex Jones very soon, maybe next week. Listen, I'm no fan of Netanyahu. I think he's done a lot of terrible things. When it comes to the Iranian nuclear program, I do not want Iran to have a nuclear bomb. And so I think this is actually a good thing for humanity, this strike.
Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency released a statement.
49 live viewers. Thank you, guys. 49 live viewers. Make sure to like the stream, my friends. Make sure to like the stream.
It reads, this regime must await severe punishment. By God's will, the powerful arm of the Islamic Republic's armed forces will not let it go unpunished. In the enemy's attacks, a number of commanders and scientists were martyred. Their successors and colleagues will immediately continue their duties, God willing. With this crime, the Zionist regime has brought a bitter and painful fate upon itself, and it will certainly face it. A little earlier, I spoke to our international affairs editor, Dominic Waghorn, about the latest developments in the region.
I think that is the question. What does Iran do next? So far, and when we are several hours into this operation that the Israelis say could go on for days, the Iranians have only sent 100 drones making their slow, ponderous way towards Israel. And the Israelis have said in the last hour or so, and Israeli military officials saying that those drones, the threat from those drones is now being well managed.
Apparently, Iran launched 100 drones at Israel, and all 100 were shot down, which is very, very incredible stuff.
Managed by the Israelis, but they certainly, the US President Donald Trump on his Truth Social platform, it begins by saying, I gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest of words to just do it, but no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. So talking about the diplomatic process that he kind of renewed a few months ago. And it has to be said that, you know, what he tried to do with just one negotiator who is not a diplomat, Steve Witkoff is a golfing buddy of Donald Trump's and also a real estate tycoon. He went head-to-head with one of the best negotiators, one of the best diplomats, a formidable operator, Abbas Araghchi, the Iranian foreign minister. If you go back to the nuclear talks that ended up with the JCPOA, as it's called, the first nuclear deal, we had serried ranks of diplomats from Britain, France, Germany, Russia, China, and America. And amongst them, just many of them sort of very focused on individual files within the Iranian nuclear portfolio, and it took them years to come to a deal. Now, Donald Trump seems to have hoped that in just a few months, with just one negotiator who's not a diplomat, he could have achieved something that they took years to achieve, and it's failed. And this is what's happened, obviously, overnight. I guess a kind of illustration of the failure of American democracy. You know, yesterday, Donald Trump put this on his Truth Social platform. We remain committed to a diplomatic resolution to the Iran nuclear issue. My entire administration has been directed to negotiate with Iran. They could be a great country, but first they must completely give up hopes of attaining a nuclear weapon. So giving the sense yesterday that he still believed that diplomacy had a chance and that he wanted to give it its best shot. And we had talks between Steve Witkoff and Abbas Araghchi scheduled for the weekend. Now the Israelis have jumped the gun. So I think reading between the lines of those two posts, it looks as though they did not have the blessing of the American president, and he is now sort of after the fact trying to sort of say, well, I gave the Iranians all the chances in the world, and they've chosen not to take it. And then a rather threatening, sort of ominous footnote to this post that he's posted today, saying that the certain Iranian hardliners, he said, spoke bravely, but they didn't know what was about to happen. They are all dead now, in capital letters. It will only get worse. There has already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make the slaughter with this, the next already planned attacks being even more brutal, come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left. I mean, if the American president thinks the Iranians, having been attacked overnight with 200 Israeli war jets sent by their sworn enemies, who were threatening to send many more over the days to come, are about to start negotiating a deal with the US and the West with a gun held to the head, simply knows nothing about Iranian culture. The whole mindset of the Iranians, particularly the Islamic revolutionaries who run the country, is that resistance is a virtue, and the more they're attacked, the less likely, far less likely
honestly,
they
my
are
favorite,
to negotiate the deal. So a US president there, really not sort of reading the room in terms of how the Iranians are going to respond to
an absolutely sick invention. And the fact was that, you know, for at least 5 to 10 years, the US had first strike advantage over the Russians in a very significant way that was probably strategically destabilizing. But what a sick weapon. You know, you can launch it from, you know, just off the shore with really precise targeting. Oh, yeah, sorry, Hydra, yes.
Hello, sir. Sorry. I had an important call. We're building it live, as you can see, Chris. Chris is building the PC live. Thank you for tuning in. This is a very important stream. We've got a big thing. And okay, Aiden's going to join. Aiden is actually a bloke in Israel right now, so I'm gonna send him the link. This is a very powerful stream. I've been wanting to have Aiden on for a long time. Okay, let me see.
Quite powerful.
Okay. I'm sending you the StreamYard link to join. Okay. I've sent Aiden the link.
Yeah, there's 2 Chris's. This is great. We multiply.
2 Chris's. Yes, 2 Chris's. Chris is on the stream. Chris building the thing, and then Aiden from Israel is literally going to join us now. Kevin said, "I thought he was building an IED." Because he's wearing the mask.
It's actually just a show.
Yeah, it's not a kafir. It's just a show because he didn't want to put his face in the stream. Very funny. Drew, what's your favorite ICBM? I don't have an opinion on that. I believe. Can PC Builder Chris see a damn thing? I think he can. I think he can see.
I don't know. A 570 Ti IED pretty expensive. I just wait for an NVIDIA product to blow up. Honestly, like they'll just get so hot after getting, you know, after sucking down all the power, they'll just blow up. Buy AMD, folks. Buy AMD if you don't need the codecs.
It's sponsored by NVIDIA.
This stream not sponsored by Jensen Huang, the fucking scam artist.
No, why is he a scam artist? He's cool.
Because apart from your use case, they're fucking shit now.
Why?
The 570 is okay. The 570 Ti, the one you got, is okay. Mostly they're shit. Because
why though?
They're cheap.
Like the lower end, really not a good price to performance anymore.
Yeah,
dude, how the hell do you know how to fucking build this? I would have no fucking clue. How the fuck do you know what to fucking?
I can tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah, explain to the viewers while we wait for Aiden to join.
Well, we're putting in the SSD right now.
We're not building the IED. We're building the PC.
The SSD, not the IED.
Yes, very important.
Important distinction there. Yeah, so that's what I'm putting in.
Excellent. Very interesting. And I believe Aiden is going to join us soon. I've sent him the stream. Aiden, I've sent you the StreamYard link over Twitter Messenger. What's Laura's question?
See, I'm always an idiot, chat, and I always put the SSD in last after I've installed the largest CPU cooler, and therefore my hand cramps as I try and navigate around all the bits.
Hang on, I'm gonna send another link. One second. I've sent it to you over Twitter and also WhatsApp. Sorry, Aiden. I'll send it again. Okay, I've sent it. This is going to be very powerful when we've got a proper, beautiful PC. Pickle says, should I come on the stream, Drew, or is that an uncomfortable violation of the stream of your relationship? Listen, you can potentially come on. Maybe we'll put it on after Aiden joins. Oh, Aiden's here. Okay. Aiden.
This is
Aiden. How are you going? Hang on. Let me try and move around the screen so that. Hang on. 1 second. I'm just going to edit so that. How do I put? Sorry, I'm just trying to move it around so that like we can see Aiden. Okay. I think it'll work if I take off the comment off the screen. 1 second.
Maybe just switch between both of us.
Okay, I think can you? I think we can see it now. Yeah. Is this okay? Okay, guys, let me know if it's okay. So, Aiden, tell us how things are in Israel right now. I believe.
First, nice to meet you guys. finally.
Yeah, it's nice to
meet
meet you in person, Aiden. We've talked a lot over Twitter. And
Yeah.
I know Bad and
So I
went
had,
after you as well. So
I had a
very
massive
fun.
delay with your messenger. Like you said, you gave messenger. I had to reload the page several times until I saw it. But
Oh, sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. Listen, tell us how things are right now, because I remember, I read very recently, Iran launched 100 drones at
yeah.
Israel, and
Well,
every single one was shot down.
according to the chief of staff, they all been intercepted, and there is no need to go to be near shelters even.
Yeah, right. So no one's even going to the shelter. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, because they said it's because they got the entire higher up of the Iranian Air Force. At least 20 officials
Wow.
from the Iranian Air Force have been gone.
So the claim right now is potentially 50% of the Iranian Air Force is gone.
I don't know about the aircraft, but I know at least 20 of the Iranian Air Force officials, the higher ups, have been eliminated.
Wow. This is pretty fucking crazy news, to be honest. I think it reminds me of the pager operation, in the sense that, like, the enemies have certainly been spectacularly and pretty humiliatingly defeated, I think.
Well, it's much larger scale.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got the head of the IR Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. We've got
The
who else? A
Iranian
couple top
forces,
nuclear scientists. Yeah, can you
the
list
chief
them
of
for us?
staff.
The people we know are gone.
For now, like I had the list just a while ago.
By the way, Eden, you should share the stream to your audience. You should share it to
Yeah,
your followers that you're
definitely.
on right now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's my first time on X stream, so I'm still trying to understand how.
No, that's okay. Well, it's actually going to a couple different places. It's on X,
Yeah.
but it's also YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. But really, X and YouTube. No one really goes on Twitch or Kick. I don't know. I've got like one viewer on Twitch, Kids, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to figure out how it's work. I'm more usual to the YouTube, to go for YouTube stuff more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's
So I have a list. I have a list of the most important one, which is
Yeah, please
Hassan
go through it. It's really
Salami,
interesting.
commander of chief of the Iranian Revolution Guards, and then Hassan
Yeah.
Baghji, the chief of staff of the armed force of the Iranian Republic Army, and then Ali Rashid, which is basically the commander of the central headquarters of basically. And then there is the Ali Shouha, it's hard to say their names, but the political advisor of the supreme leader.
Wow. It's funny. I know that there's all these people who are, outraged and very sad. Here's a really interesting tweet by Oz Katerji that I've just brought up. He says, Iran assassinated the man who was certain to again become the next prime minister of Lebanon in a car bomb in 2005, killing 21 other people just to maintain control over Lebanon so it could remain as a permanent missile silo for Tehran and its proxies. And of course, people don't talk about this.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, like how it's always blowback only when America or Israel does things. It's never the other way around.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's so funny. Do you know that lefty podcast called Blowback Podcast?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's like this big lefty one, and basically, I'll show everyone. Basically, the whole point of it is that it's all about like how the West like does things, and then things blow up in their face, blah blah blah. It's just funny though, because like I wonder if they're going to do like a new season on like how October 7 was a disaster. Because I mean that's literally classic blowback, but of course not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
everything let me guess. 9/11 because of Afghanistan, ISIS because of Iraq War. All the classic boring stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They've got so they even got so their season 5 released in September 2024 covers the United States bombing campaign in Cambodia and then the rise of the Khmer Rouge. So of course they blame Pol Pot on America, of course, which is even like just all this nut stuff. It's just very funny because as we just said, it would be perfect to have a whole season of the Blowback podcast on how October 7 was literally a fucking disaster. But but I don't think they're going to include that.
I mean, does Iran consider that maybe what is going on is the consequences of 50 years of blowbacks policy?
Well, that's the thing, though, right? Like, this is the thing that always fucking annoys me so much, is that, yeah, like they're just allowed to do everything, and then when there's even a single response, then people go, oh my god, this is so evil, this is horrible, how could they attack, blah blah blah, and it's just like. Yeah, it's like why is it that that Iran can just do whatever it wants forever with no consequences?
It's basically my most recent tweet, I think, or one or before it was about like it's interesting, but it's logical for Israel enemies to attack America because supposedly America's support of Israel, but Israel never attacked Russia or China for supporting its enemies.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. I mean, I was very surprised that like immediately on October 7, Russia and China just fully supported what happened, even though it made no real strategic sense for them to do so. It was very strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love this. I love the memes. These ones are so good. A high-ranking officer gets airstrike. U.S. must pay for this. Strikes a U.S. military base. Casualty 0. Another high-ranking officer gets airstrike. Israel must pay for this. Strikes random place in the desert. Casualty. One boy got headache. Why are they so pathetic?
I mean,
it's beautiful.
Look at all those Americans who are now dying for Israel.
Oh, I like the one where you I like this one that you put up just before. Hang on, Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they always do this meme where it's like, I'm not fucking dying for Israel with like the Uzi or whatever. And then, you just swap out Israel for Iran. I'm like, that's pretty funny. I don't know. It's so funny. The flag of revenge. It's beautiful. Apparently Iran officially raised
We'll get you this time.
Yes, we'll get you this time.
We'll make you regret. It's funny how they always say in Hebrew. They always love to say to Hebrew audience on Hebrew Twitter also of the official government, we will make you regret.
Yes. Chris, what do you think? Chris, give us your military analysis of this.
So in terms of the initial strike, I still have no like firm confirmation that they I'm purely analyzing it from its effect on the like nuclear facilities. Now they obviously killed a lot of the personnel, but really like I'm still trying to determine if Iran's like nuclear breakout capacity has been
no one knows that part yet.
Degraded. Well, there are ways you can take a stab at it, right? So obviously, or maybe not obviously.
This guy's such a fucking idiot, by the way. Ben Rhodes. This guy's such a fucking idiot. Just such a fucking idiot.
Now the news is that Iran shut down the internet completely.
Wow, that's the latest news. Okay, wow, that's very interesting. So Ben Rhodes is like the full, like he's like one of like the key architects of like the JCPOA, like the whole Obama era nuclear deal with Iran. And oh, you need a bathroom? Yeah, it's just such a the Iran deal was such a catastrophe. Honestly, the way I see it, Aiden, it looks to me like the Iran deal basically just allowed Iran to build up the axis of resistance basically everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, the tactics, I mean, you need to remember, like, people, I saw so many people recycling that meme, Benjamin Netanyahu warned for 40 years that Iran is about 2 years to go into nuclear weapons. Like, they completely ignore that there was a huge event in 2001 that called the War on Terror that actually caused Iran to cede the nuclear project for almost a decade. So,
right, yeah, absolutely. And we know, exactly. We know like they've constantly cycled between in and out of like that breakout capacity. Like basically
it's an intentional strategy of latency, right? So like rather than necessarily foregoing nuclear weapons or foregoing for them, you sit in that breakthrough capacity where you can hand on heart say, we don't have them. But you retain all the facilities, the fuel, and the technology to rapidly, in rapid sequence, create a working nuclear weapon. Now, as far as I was aware, a couple of years ago, they were within about a year of putting there's a difference between building a working bomb and building one that you can actually deliver with a missile. Because I don't particularly trust Iran's ability to penetrate Israeli airspace with a plane, or a drone on board. So you'd have to miniaturize it, and that's more effort than just putting together a sphere.
Yeah, like it's kind of like remind me like during the Saddam Hussein Gulf War Scud missile crisis.
Scud missile strikes.
People were worried that Saddam was going to fire chemical weapons toward Israel, and it was a fact that Saddam had chemical weapons and Saddam had Scud missiles who could reach Israel, but he didn't have a technology to combine them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. So the actual delivery capacity was like not necessarily there. Netanyahu made the claim that apparently they had actually the fissile material to build like 10 to 15 bombs potentially, and apparently they were in the process of assembling
the fissile material for ages.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. So Aiden, do you know much more about this?
Hmm?
Oh, do you know so what's this? The claim is that Iran moved towards assembling the bomb in recent times, which is like obviously very very that's a very serious claim. Like, do you have any like more? Do you have any like more information on this potentially?
Like, from my understanding, like Iran was very worried that it's basically losing its entire proxies for the Middle East, and the proxies were basically the only thing until the nuclear bombs were what was the insurance for its survival. So the more it was losing its proxies in Lebanon and in Syria, and now it's under threat in Yemen, it's more escalated the process.
They're officially raising the red flag of revenge. Beautiful. We've seen this before. What did they do last time they raised the red flag of revenge again? No one even fucking knows.
They fired a few hundred drones and missiles that only killed like one Palestinian.
Yeah, that was sad. It was the actual like missile casing fell on a Palestinian guy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I feel like ironically it was a Palestinian from Gaza who was at work in the West Bank.
Oh my god, that's like such a good metaphor for like the Iranian schizo politics. What are you going to say, Chris?
I was just going to answer the question from the chat, which was about a radiological dispersal device. So unlike something like a biological or chemical agent, radiological agents are not as easily dispersed, and they're heavy. Like most of the good isotopes are heavier than air, so it's sort of hard to smuggle a large enough amount up your ass, right? It's you're not going to fit. I don't know how large your anal cavity is. But if you have a large anal cavity, I suppose you'd smuggle. But that's not a realistic way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, very important stuff. So it's pretty, Aiden. Hasn't. Oh yeah,
Iran did try to create civil disturbance in Israel by paying some Israeli civilians to do some weird stuff like graffiti or taking photos. This is the closest thing they're able to do.
Yeah,
right. I mean, there was a funny story. Like there was that Iran paid for an Israeli guy to take photos of the Israeli nuclear programs in Dimona, like the famous alleged nuclear programs of Israel, and he just took photos of some random electricity basically like of a building, basically electricity of some building, and say, "Oh, this is the Israel nuclear program."
Jackson Hinkle's coping so hard right now. It's really funny. He's crying really, really hard. Oh, he's hit 3 million. Good on him. Breaking: Iran will devastate Israel. On today's episode of Legitimate Target, Jackson Hinkle speaks with Iranian professor about Israel's
to legitimate targets, everybody. Let's get this episode out right after we record it because of the breaking news in Iran today. Joining me is Professor Syed Mohammed.
What a nice, lovely touch to have the very nice.
Mohammed Marandi.
This professor was a child soldier in the Iran-Iraq War. He was a child soldier.
Syed Mohammed, really? Let me get this up. That's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's appearing in his pages, appearing in his Twitter page.
Oh yeah, no, he did.
Yeah.
So he spent the first 13 years of his life in the US. Following his move to Iran, he volunteered to fight in the Iran-Iraq War. Wow.
Yeah.
Gee, that's.
And he said he said himself that he was only like 16 years old, I think, when he did it.
Bloody hell. That's
Buddy, we're going to get
Let's see
this
what he says.
episode out right after we record it because of the breaking news in Iran today. Joining me is Professor Syed Mohammed Morandi. He is an expert Iranian-American geopolitical analyst. He's a professor of English literature and Orientalism at the University of Tehran, and I'm very honored to be joined by him today, given his busy schedule. So, Professor, thank you so much for being here. What are your initial thoughts to this large-scale, unprovoked attack by Israel that took place over last night?
Thank you very much for inviting me. Contrary to what many think, the Iranians were expecting an attack, and air defenses, it seems, did.
This is the funny thing, though. If Iran was expecting the attack, why were all the heads of the nuclear program and also like top generals in their homes? Like, this is just such a code.
Work pretty well. I think some.
He says the air defense systems worked really well. So true.
I mean,
very much.
According to my information, all the Israeli Air Force have been returning in one piece.
Well, the last I heard, they're basically uncontested in the skies right now.
Yeah, I mean, so far not the casualty been reported, but who knows? Yeah. Maybe it's another Zionist propaganda.
But, yeah, the air defense system's doing well.
Inviting me. Contrary to what many think, the Iranians were expecting an attack, and air defenses, it seems, did work pretty well. I think some senior Iranian officials didn't think that the Israeli regime would cross the ultimate red line by assassinating and murdering senior government officials and military officials in these strikes, and that led to losses. But it seems that the Israeli regime wants escalation. Obviously, this is something that Netanyahu needs more than anyone else. It is just not in the interest of the regime itself. It is already overextended. It is carrying out Holocaust in Gaza. It is
so true.
Its economy is in ruins. It's despised across the world, as I've noticed in my
very soulful.
Very soulful.
He's just sitting
travels.
He's like, yes.
Is this professional Iranian? I don't even know what you say anything, or is he just kind of like?
I don't know.
He almost like an Iranian Ian Miles Chong.
Russia, regional countries.
Wait, the professor.
Yeah, he's like he's fucking Professor Ian Miles Shazini or something. Fucking don't care. Blah 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 blah.
Behind both sides.
Iranian Professor Chungus.
In American countries, the places that I've been to over the last year and a half or so, we've seen, based upon what colleagues in these different.
Okay, I'm going to ask this. I'm just going to read this question because I've had it fucking a billion times. Drew, did you know Pezeshkian, the president of Iran, is an ethnic Azerbaijani? I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. Cool.
Countries say how people have turned against the regime.
It will be quite awkward because probably Israel uses Azerbaijan to attack Iran.
Used Azerbaijan to attack Iran.
Probably. We still don't know the details, but it's very likelihood.
Gee. Well, that'd be very brutal for Hinkle.
Despise the regime now. I think it's clear that the Iranians will be striking back very swiftly.
Someone said, isn't Ayatollah Khamenei an Azeri Iranian too? Is he actually? I didn't know that. Is he? Is Khamenei Azeri? I didn't know that.
Probably, I would guess, within the next few hours. It could be a bit more than that, but there will be a very heavy strike, and I would guess that this will last more than a day or two, and the Iranians are preparing for wave after wave of attack, missile and drone attacks. The only question that I think is
Azeri-occupied government
has to be that the only remaining question, or the big question, is whether the United States wants to enter the conflict. If that happens, then it's quite clear that those regimes in the Persian Gulf that host American bases will be complicit. And the demand of Iranians would be to deal with those regimes. And that would mean the end.
It's so funny, like Jackson Hinkle just listening to some guy going like, "We're gonna kill your American soldiers," and just going,
of these.
You know, I think he's living full time in Moscow now.
American patriot.
Yeah, real American patriot. No, he got that. So the Russian prostitute left him because he beat her, which is it's fucked up. But he's living in Moscow now, and he was on stage with Lavrov the other day, like the actual foreign minister of Russia. It's crazy.
Hinkle now permanently live in Russia?
I think he's permanently living in Russia now. I think it's been more than like nearly a year. I think he's been there.
Interesting.
I wonder why. Hey, so this is the update on the PC build. We're like halfway through.
Building another nuclear bomb.
Yeah, building the we're building the dirty bomb. Yes, we're building the pager. The pager.
Did you get the extra pager for the inside of the box?
I was thinking. Do you think, Aiden, you could maybe get us a gold pager to put on our PC tower?
Sure, but you will have to pay for it.
The gold pager. I want the gold.
You're always
pager.
gonna pay for the gold pager. Come on,
I want a gold pager, man.
I mean, he's got to pay for it.
I love how they got one for Trump, the gold pager. Let me find
all the conspiracies. Oh, don't take it; it's a death threat.
They gave this to him. They gave this to Trump. How cool is that? Press with both hands to President Donald J. Trump, our greatest friend and greatest ally, private. That's actually, if I was the president, if I got that and I was the president, I'd be so fucking stoked. Don't you think?
Yeah,
that is actually such a cool thing.
It's very interesting. Like the tree is the national symbol of Lebanon. So,
is that why they did it?
You know, there is a tree in the flag of Lebanon, so it's
the cedar tree. Yeah, wow. And then they put everything in gold. That's what Trump loves. He loves everything in gold. Yeah. I was thinking, should we watch some of Fuentes' cope today? Because I think it was really funny. He was celebrating. He was saying, "Oh yeah, the drones are going," and then not a single one hit. So I thought let's watch a little bit. He had 40,000 live viewers.
Die. Now we're in the next strike. That's the next thing to happen.
So true.
As Israel carries out its weeks of attacks, now the United States is involved too. And guess where this is headed? There's no scenario where Iran surrenders. There's no scenario where they make a deal. This is now a regime change war.
So true.
Israel conducts hundreds of airstrikes on Iran all across the country, assassinations on their energy, their oil, their nuclear, their radar, their air bases, military bases. Iran must respond. They hit Israel and the United States. Israel.
It's just like, how does he explain the fact that like Iran did try to respond with 100 drones and they all got shut down?
And the United States hit back.
I mean, I would assume that's not
Iran,
the
if they're capable.
Honestly, like.
Oh yeah, it's not. Of course, it's not the end of the response. Of course, they're going to keep going, but
they will make us do it.
What's so what can they actually respond with? Like, what do you think is actually their capacity, Aiden?
I mean, so far the only available option is to pressure the proxies again somehow. To
Hezbollah and stuff like that.
Yeah, and maybe in Iraq and Iran.
But the thing is, I don't know if Hezbollah is actually even capable of.
I mean, so far, I followed the news from Lebanon, and so far the Lebanese government put a huge pressure on Hezbollah not to respond.
Somebody said this, Russia killed like 20 civilians for a third of their strategic nuclear aviation. Retaliation is not real. I mean, literally, it was obviously the death of any civilian is horrific, but like Russia's huge retaliation to the loss of those strategic nuclear command centers was, like basically another night of bombing, which they've been doing every night for like 3 years anyway. Steve Sain says they have ballistic missiles. What's the How strong are these ballistic missiles, Aiden? Like what can we expect from them?
They are estimated to be very powerful if it hit the targets. I mean, they estimate that each one have at least 1 ton or so of explosives. But so far, the Air Force took down every ballistic missile that was about to get launched. So we'll have to see if they will still have capabilities.
Yeah, they are reasonably vulnerable in the boost stage.
I did see that actually. I saw that like a lot of the missiles Iran had were already pre-positioned as like a response, and then I think that they got a lot of them on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, and that's always the thing.
The Mossad actually released some footage of its own agent basically operating some drones and basically to redirect the exact locations of those missiles.
It looks like a full mogging because they basically knew where everything was. Like it's kind of crazy how deeply they've penetrated Iranian like command and everything with the Israeli intelligence. Like I was reading they had Mossad guys inside Iran launching the drones, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Ukraine launched all the drones from Russian territory.
Yeah. Sounds like that. Hey, let's
Capable is gonna retaliate.
Let's see what Nick Faze says. I like that he got a picture of the map of Iran just for his viewers who don't know where it is.
There were all sorts of ideas.
Very powerful.
I mean, all people like Nick Fontes only obsessed about one thing. It's all boiled down to one thing. Always talking point when talk about the Middle East.
Yeah, of course.
Basically, no more wars for Israel. This is it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, he's one of those guys where he thinks that the only actor in history are Jews, which is very funny. Yeah. He thinks every single other group in history, every other country, just all of it is fake. Just only Jews do anything in the world, and it's a pretty.
Like I remember reading like about because I bothered to read more about the Middle East when some basic wiki page, like I read how the Middle East basically attacked American missionaries in the 19th century and sometimes kidnapped them for slavery. So
where were the missionaries attacked?
I remember like I read specific story of American missionaries near Jerusalem who tried to build basically missionary.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were murdered, and one of the wives was raped by the Arabs, and it's caused international pressure, and it's caused international basically headache.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the 19th century, like 1850, 1860. I forgot.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, no, there was no Israel.
Yeah, I know.
That Trump was able to keep it together for 60 days. Trump convinced and persuaded Netanyahu somehow, we don't know the exact machinations, but Trump was able to convince Netanyahu to hold off and to give Trump a chance to pursue a deal. But like we already talked about, the actual content of the negotiations is extremely tough. Because again, Israel is threatening to blow up the deal, blow up Iran's nuclear facilities. They will accept nothing other than basically a war.
So true.
The Trump administration wants to leave Iran intact, but can't let them have a nuke. Iran doesn't want a nuke, but needs nuclear enrichment.
Iran doesn't want a nuke. That's so true. That's very true.
Yeah. I mean, the only talking point about why Israel can have nuclear weapons, but Iran doesn't. I mean, Israel doesn't have a clock, a public clock on public display about the end of the days when Iran will be destroyed.
Yeah, so what they've got in Iran, they've got like this huge clock in like some square in Tehran where it's like the countdown until Israel's like wiped out, like very classic Iran stuff.
I mean,
and
it's very funny. Like it's very funny because the argument of why Israel is destined to be destroyed, like beyond the colonialism, all the stuff, the argument is basically that no Jewish kingdom has ever survived more than 80 years. Like basically.
So Aiden, so that's what the clock is supposed to represent. Like once it hits 80.
Yeah, basically, they sometimes change the dates conveniently.
They change around the clock. That's good. Sometimes you reset the clock.
But it's also the argument of Hezbollah. It was also the argument of Hamas when it launched October 7 of Israel is getting closer to the 80 time to the 80.
That's just mental illness, yeah.
So this is when the Jews are destined to be destroyed because of the ancient kingdoms of Israel, they would split up after 80 years, and the Hashmonite kingdoms was destroyed in 8 years or more.
So this is their narrative.
Yeah, I mean, first it's weird. It's weird when we claim it when we also claim that all Israel are foreign European colonizers with no connection to the land.
Yeah,
but
I know that's true.
And also, it's also not historical. I mean, Judea survived for 500 years, so.
So we've got a comment here from somebody who's a bit of a Nick Fuentes fan, it seems, and he goes, dude, you literally have the Samson option. Shut the fuck up. Stop pretending your regime is less psychopathic. How do you want to respond to this man, Aiden? Maybe we should have a debate.
Samson option, if it's really exists, because it's alleged.
Well, it doesn't exist though. Like it's
basically doomsday scenario when Israel is about to get destroyed for sure, and all of Israel is going to be exterminated. So one last resort, maybe as deterrence against that scenario, but we will nuke the enemies who attacked us back. This is what the Samson option is.
But then
I think the difference between the Samson.
They claim that they're going to strike Europe as well. That's
no evidence. Like I saw many people.
Yeah, there's no evidence for that.
Israel is planning to nuke the entire world when in the Samson option. I read.
So there's this whole thing. It's like there were a couple writers, I think, in Israel, probably some very extremist people or whatever, who are like, oh, well, if we lose, we'll just nuke the whole world. And it's like 2 or 3 people said that. It doesn't actually represent anybody official or whatever. And so that's what Nick Fuentes and all these people are obsessed with. Like they're convinced that Israel actually wants to nuke America and all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Israel. I read the books about the Israel nuclear project, and so far no one estimates that Israel have nuclear programs that can hit America, because it doesn't really make sense for Israel to bother to develop them.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Chris, can you tell us a bit more about because Chris is a bit of a autistic savant when it comes to nuclear programs and strategy. Chris, can you tell us a bit more about the Israeli nuclear program based on your knowledge? I'm interested in what you want to say.
So, I mean, it obviously begins rather early after World War II. Now, not some shining moments in here. The Israelis do a bunch of both technological and theft of material out of the US in the Apollo affair, and then do develop nuclear weapons sometime before Yom Kippur. I mean, this is fact. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. Like they stole a bunch of highly enriched uranium, and we're not particularly prosecuted for it, which is not done in the international community, considering that other nations, Australia included, pursued them and were heavily discouraged by the US. Israel then sort of set about making about 10 to 15 bombs by the time of the Yom Kippur War. Golda Meir did threaten their use when Israel was looking pretty bad, and Nixon did not love this as it's nuclear brinkmanship. I believe they ordered the bombs constructed. So I read that at that point. Yes.
I read that Moshe Dayan during the 6-day war, during the 1970 Yom Kippur War.
Yom Kippur.
Sorry. Yeah, Yom Kippur. I read that Moshe Dayan had a basic, almost like a breakdown sort of thing.
Yeah, panic attack.
Yeah, a panic attack, which is actually really crazy, to be honest, that this happened, because he was obviously a very tough general, but he had basically a panic attack. There were people who did think that it was almost over for Israel. And it's actually crazy because when you read,
it's just strategically quite a thin country. It's not a Russia or an America or even like a France or something. It doesn't have a lot of strategic depth, right? You don't have there's a lot of time between losing a battle and getting cut off. So
it's actually crazy. I remember from that book that I was reading. It was I'll get the book up on stream, but it was basically if Egypt and Syria had pressed their initial gains, they actually could have won, but they inexplicably stopped for some reason. Is this the case?
I mean, one of the reasons why Israel developed the nuclear project allegedly was because Egypt tried to use Nazi scientists to develop its own weapons.
That is true. That is actually facts. Yeah, that is facts actually.
and it's caused Israel to launch the Operation Damocles to eliminate it was German scientists.
So Egypt under Nasser repatriated German Nazi scientists and stuff, and they tried to build a nuclear program. A lot of the Arab countries worked. A lot of the Arab countries worked with some pretty disgraced people after World War II. I think Syria was it Alois Brunner? I think in Syria, the guy who helped them set up their.
The Middle East. It's estimated that the Middle East sheltered more Nazis than South America.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a really crazy example of Alois Brunner, who was the guy that he helped basically set up Assad's torture dungeon system. I'll put this on the stream quickly.
Yeah, and I think the Mossad almost got him. Like they caused him to lose an eye in an assassination attempt, an eye in a hand.
So he was he was literally right hand man of Eichmann. In Syria, Brunner was granted asylum by the Ba'athist regime, assisted Hafez al-Assad in organizing the Ba'athist secret police and trained them in Nazi torture practices. Brunner was the object of many manhunts, and then he kind of like just disappeared. I think when was it?
I think it was I think there was an assassination attempt by the Mossad in the 1960s.
Yep. Apparently, so apparently he was kept under house arrest in a Damascus basement throughout the 1990s until his death in December 2001. He suffered a lot in his crying. Oh, gee, so apparently he was potentially put under house arrest in his final years. The other one. So what was the operation for the Nasser Nazi scientists again?
Operation Damocles, I think.
Operation Damocles. Yes. So Mossad targeted German scientists and technicians formerly employed in the Nazi Germany rocket program, the Wunderwaffe, who were developing rockets for Egypt at a military site. It's pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, Julian's really upset. Julian is like a Nick Fuentes fan, and he goes like, Krav Maga is the most powerful martial art in the world. Just sure, dude. Okay, he's really upset. And then what else is he saying? Julian's just like seething about Israel and stuff in the chat. Swindon is a Nazi guy in Australia. He goes, "Can you ask Aiden if he considers himself white?" What do you think,
depends on the weather.
Depends on the weather. That's true. Well, you know what's funny for me? Like when I tan a bit and I grow out my beard, people literally think I'm like Lebanese in Australia. Or like I had a Somali driver who was like, "Are you a Muslim, brother?" I was like, "No, I'm not." But then other times when I like shave my beard and I haven't gone out in the sun, sometimes I pass a bit more for an Anglo. What do you think, Chris?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. You always look like you're about to do a bit of social cohesion. I think, no matter what. Sorry. You're not making it into the Northwest Germanic hood. Very bad. Bad news.
Okay, dude. Okay, we're not in the full argument. What was the other one that I wanted to bring up at the stream? I was going to get Moshe Dayan. I think it'll be on Wikipedia. Nuclear.
Yeah, I mean, Moshe Dayan was a very interesting guy than what he's usually.
He was. I have to say that the eye patch did go hard. That was a pretty cool effect to have the eye patch.
Yeah, he lost it in World War II by a Vichy sniper.
Yeah, so look at this, right? So he was close to announcing the downfall of the Third Temple at a news conference, but was forbidden to speak by Golda Meir. Honestly, thank God Golda Meir stopped him, because that would have been a fucking disaster if he did that. Like,
I mean, Moshe Dayan was a very emotional, unstable guy, even regardless of his Yom Kippur situation.
Yeah, right. I haven't read that much about him. Was he somebody? Oh, okay, beautiful.
I mean, I can say because my grandfather actually met him. So
really, tell us about that. That's interesting. Thank you, sir.
I mean, he met him on the Temple Mount after the 6-Day War, because it was one of the guys who fought there.
Oh, holy shit! That's crazy. Like, wait, was he one of the guys in the photo, the famous photo?
Not in the photo. I actually met some of the guys in the photo. But
because that's a really cool photo. Because what people don't know about, so you know all the
Yeah, I met the guy. I met the guy on the left side of the photo.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, right, this is someone said, bro, you look Mexican law. We'll accept you with open arms, brother. Thank you. Return California.
No ice.
Okay,
no
so
ice on you.
Yeah, no ice on here. So this is a really cool photo. But you know what people don't realize? I only learned this like much later when I was like reading history books and everything after October 7th. But when Jordan annexed East Jerusalem and the West Bank, they bulldozed like 50, 60 Jewish synagogues in East Jerusalem, and no Jewish person was allowed to pray at the Western Wall. So that's why it was such a famous photo, I guess, because prior to that, like Jews literally couldn't pray at the Western Wall
for 19 years. Although it was a violation of international agreement. The international
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that
like agreement said that they were supposed to be allowed to pray according to the ceasefire agreement. They just didn't allow anyway.
Yeah, they just didn't allow. It's crazy though, because when there's a lot of talk about like Israel as apartheid state, etc., I don't think anybody ever realizes that like when Jordan ran the West Bank, like they basically banned all Jews from like ever going to East Jerusalem, the Western Wall, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. The PC is looking very nice. Oh, beautiful. We're putting the motherboard in. Very powerful, guys.
Going to send it to what? It's look like you're trying to assassinate Hassan Piker with it.
No, I disavow. It's a special IED operation. So true. Here. So true. Bad empanada. I disavow. I'm not gonna.
Bad empanada. Our guy, bad empanada.
Okay. I will not speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. We can ask her in the motherboard. Beautiful stuff. I'm very excited. I'm going to play Hearts of Iron 4 on my new PC when it works.
Who are you going to play as?
That's a tough one. I've played as everybody. I think my favorite is US because it's so easy. Because like you're just blessed in the game if you're the US. You can never get invaded. You basically just get infinite factories. It's beautiful. It's very easy to play as.
I honestly haven't played much Hearts of Iron. I mostly played Crusader Kings, but
I'll play that too. I'll play everything. We'll.
Do you play Crusader Kings?
I haven't played Crusader Kings, but I want to play. I want to play some of the Total War strategy games as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got this is an interesting question. Pickles says, "What does Aiden think of the settlements, or is this a taboo subject?" Aiden, do you want to respond? I guess the guy needs to define what exact settlements.
You need to understand there was different waves of settlements in the West Bank, but not all of them were motivated by the same ideology or the same in mind. There was the first
economic.
Yeah, there was the first decades after the 6-Day War, but the settlements were basically built either in places where Jews lived before the 48 war, like in Gush Etzion,
for example,
in Hebron, Gush Etzion, and also near the Dead Sea. There was other types of settlements that were more military outposts, were built mainly across the Jordan line to secure a clear border between Israel and Jordan. This is why basically for the first decade there was actually very few settlement building. It was very limited to there was 1,000 or 2,000 settlers in all of the West Bank and Gaza and also Sinai, like maybe 3,000 settlers in total. Only after Menachem Begin won in 1977, there was a huge waves of settlement building, but was more motivated for ideological reason of the land of ours and all that. But you need to remember, not all settlements were built in the same way. Many of them were built by land that was poached, but they buy the land for Palestinians. I know that Barkan, one of the biggest economic places, was built on a land that was bought from Palestinians. And there was, of course, the others that was basically from a land that, according to the Turkish and Jordanian law, was considered abandoned. So they built on those land also. And
so he's asking specifically about the places in the Louis Theroux doco. I did actually write an article about this. Because Louis Theroux, actually, I'll literally even get it on the screen. He goes to Hebron and he just doesn't mention that like there was a Jewish community in Hebron, like literally well before Israel was established, where there was like a massacre of the Jewish community, the Hebron massacre. And I just thought like that's pretty. I thought it was pretty like disingenuous just not to ever mention that. Okay, let me try.
I mean, like all the people who make the documentaries about the settlements have a huge focus on Hebron. Although Hebron is only like 700 settlers out of 500,000
people. It's a hard thing because look, I know that Hebron does have some of the most extreme settlers. So I read that like that's where like Ben Gvir.
Put it on perspective. The Jewish community of Hebron is 700 people. The entire settlement population is 500,000.
Yeah, so it's a very small amount. It's a very small amount compared. I'm not sure if it's actually on. I'm not sure if it's actually on YouTube, but I mean, we can just watch him talking to Daniela Weiss, who's like the most famous settler.
I mean, Daniela Weiss. I know we put her in many interviews. Like Daniela Weiss didn't have any official position even in the settlements movement for over a decade.
Yeah.
Like she was considered back in the late 80s, early 90s. She was considered a figurehead of a settlements movement. One of her big contribution is when she made an awareness when Israeli mother and her daughter were killed in a terrorist attack. She made an awareness when she did a little riot in the near Palestinian village, and when she was arrested by the Israeli forces for that.
So, this was the and she's an extremely right-wing figure, I think. But
hilltop overlooking the Palestinian town.
I wish that we could get the part on Hebron because actually maybe I posted it somewhere. Hang on. Like it's a tough one because it's like I just think that like he should have pointed out that like there was a Jewish presence in Hebron well before. Hang on, actually I've got it. I actually posted it. Hang on, let me put this up.
Is an ancient biblical city, home to Hebron.
So, like, my understanding with the situation in Hebron is that, like, basically for hundreds of years, Jews were essentially just banned from living there.
Is an ancient biblical city,
and it's the site of the it's the site of Abraham's burial place, right? So it's a very holy site in the religion. But they were basically banned from
the tombs of.
What did you say? Sorry.
The tombs
of the patriarchs. Yeah, which it's holy in both Islam and Judaism. Sadly, for like hundreds of years, Jews were basically banned from praying there.
To some 200,000 Palestinians.
Oh, this is a really good question. I don't want to be too ADHD jumping from topic to topic, but this is a good question by Pickles LeBlanc. He goes, "What's the feeling on Al-Sharaa among the people you know, Mr. Aiden?" That's an interesting topic because like I read that Al-Sharaa helped. Like he secretly repatriated some belongings of Eli Cohen, the really famous Jewish like intelligence agent. And like he did that as a kind of like small signal for peace. And I thought that's a really smart thing by him.
I mean, it's interesting. Like the reason why Israel still the main reason why Israel is still hesitated is because they still don't know how much power El-Sharaa actually has over Syria.
Oh shit! Sorry, it's starting. Hang on. Sorry. Could you say that again?
But the main reason why Israel is still hesitated about Syria and El-Sharaa is first they don't know how sincere he is, but even if he will prove how sincere he is, he still need to prove how stable his regime is also. Like because still there's worry that many radical factions across Syria that maybe doesn't have full control over.
This is true. I don't know how much of this is cope, but I've read that like obviously there were sectarian killings in the Alawite province of Latakia, and like I was reading that like there were factions like it was almost like an internal conflict, kind of like there's like factions within the HTS. There's a really extremist, like the actual full blown jihadist ones, and then
wait, there's extremists in the HTS, Drew. No, say it.
Of course, I know, Chris. I know there's extremists, but what I'm saying is like I think
I personally met like 2-3 weeks ago. I go to the village of Hajar, which is a Alawite village under Israeli rule. all of them have Israeli citizenship, by the way, and they really fear El Shara regime. Like they, to be honest, they very fear him.
They fear him. What's the city? Enjar in where's Enjar?
It's very up the north of Israel, very north, the most north you can get.
Wow, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that there's I didn't know that there were I didn't know there were Alawites in Israel. That's really interesting.
Yeah, the only Alawite village in Israel.
Wow. Okay. And Gajar. Okay, I've actually got it. I'm going to put it on the stream really quickly. So the name of the village means gypsy in Arabic. Wow. Right, and it's literally divided between Lebanon and the Golan Heights. Wow, that's really interesting, actually. And so these people you talk to are really.
It was attacked by Hezbollah in 2005.
Gee, that's actually really interesting. Let me play his whole thing on Hebron.
Yeah,
because he just doesn't mention at all like that there were like there was a Jewish community there that lived there for hundreds of years and was massacred.
Ancient
it's very funny, like
home to some 200.
You know what's ironic about Hebron? Like when they accuse all the Israeli settlers and all that. Like according to the people of Hebron themselves, between 1/3 to 1/2 of Palestinians are from Kurdish origins.
Are from Kurdish? Oh, you mean the Palestinian Arabs of Hebron are of Kurdish origin? Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
A place holy to 3 major religions.
Oh, this is a good question by Pickles. He says, "Is Haaretz a reliable source, Aiden?" I think they've gotten more radical. What do you think, Aiden?
Haaretz, I think it's really lost it. Like I personally saw how they have no idea when they, especially when we talk about military stuff, they just tend to say the most nonsense thing. Like I remember I encountered an article in Haaretz when the IDF did an operation in Jenin, but they say the operation was against the Jenin battalions of El Qassam. And basically, the Haaretz claim, there is no Jenin battalion there's no Jenin battalion, Hamas battalion in Jenin. It was made up by the IDF because it was after the ceasefire in Gaza. It was made up just to justify invading Jenin. But what was done, the ones who claimed there was Jenin battalions were the Palestinians themselves. They themselves make a whole wiki page about the Jenin battalion. So
right. Look, Haaretz is really weird because, I actually confess to say, I used to read Haaretz. Like maybe when the war started, I was still more like a Haaretz reader and everything. But look, I think they got progressively more extreme because like they recently even had their main writer literally meet and sit down with fucking Jackson Hinkle and do a full interview with Jackson Hinkle, which is crazy. So I feel like that kind of like represents how Haaretz has become more extreme. This was this whole thing on here.
Hi, how are you? Where are you guys from? We're from British TV crew.
In 1968, the year after it was.
Did the main writer push back? No, it was like a friendly interview. What's the name of that famous writer again? And he's a really big anti-Zionist in Israel. And he's the main writer for Haaretz, and he sat down with Jackson Hinkle.
Gideon Levy, I think.
Yeah, Gideon Levy. Yeah, exactly. That's him. Let me see. Let's find his one with
Like he was.
And then he tried to apologize.
Like, it's funny, like he was sued so many times by settlers because they claim he made up a lot of stories of how settlers are kidnapping Palestinian children and torturing them. So they sued them so many times.
It's pretty crazy that he literally sat down with Jackson Hinkle.
Yeah.
So and then he tried to say, I didn't know who it was, all this stuff. I'm not sure if the video still exists of it. Let's see what this says.
Were they some rapes? I guess they were.
Really bad. Holy shit.
Were they some rapes? I guess they were. I have no proofs. But I guess that here and there were some rapes. And I'll be more.
Look at his fucking, like Hinkle's fucking smiling. This is. Hang on.
Were there some rapes? I guess that here and there were some rapes, and I'll be more than happy to see proof that they didn't happen.
Yeah.
Why do you smile?
Because you said that there's no proof of rapes, but then you're saying there probably was rapes.
That was Haaretz journalist Gidon Levy
brutal.
speaking on the notorious anti-Semite Jackson Hinkle's podcast, which Levy later apologized for, claiming he had never heard of Hinkle before. But respectfully, how? Being a raging anti-Semite who hates Israel is pretty much all Jackson Hinkle is known for. He's vocal about his support of Hamas, his support of Hezbollah.
Oh, David's here. David, you should come on the stream too.
He even attended Nasrallah's funeral, and his support of the Houthis.
He's literally like met with the Houthis. Isn't it fucking crazy?
Who recently invited him to give this inspirational speech to tens of thousands of terrorists.
Free Palestine! It's so mental that he did that speech. He was at one of their like million man marches in Sana'a, where it's like literally like it goes back like the whole neighborhood. It's crazy.
I am so honored to be here.
So why did Jackson Hinkle smile when Levy denied that there were rapes on October 7th, despite mounting evidence proving that they happened? Because Jackson Hinkle also denied Hamas raped Israelis. And in that moment, Levy became the useful idiot
It's so
Hinkle
bad that he
hoped
sat
he
down
would
with
be.
him, dude.
But let's pretend Levy was telling the truth, and he had never heard of Jackson Hinkle. It wouldn't be the first time this so-called journalist didn't do his due diligence. Back in 2010, he was the guest speaker for the Scottish Palestinian Solidarity Campaign, an organization with the habit of platforming anti-Semites and extremism. In 2012, Honest Reporting exposed Levy for deliberately misrepresenting a poll that quickly spread around the media, where he claimed most Israeli Jews would support apartheid in Israel. He later apologized for his neglect. Recently, Levy intentionally called Palestinian terrorists hostages on CNN, trying to create a moral equivalence to actual hostages who...
David says, I might be available in the future, but I can't join the stream. That's okay, David. Another time, it'll be good. He's a great writer from Israel. I like a lot of his
didn't commit any...
You know who I really want to get on the stream sometime? I really want to get Seth Fransman on. What are your thoughts on Seth Fransman?
Seth Fransman?
Yeah, hang on. I'll get him up.
I need a reminder.
I know he can... I'll see if you know him. It's interesting. He has some pretty interesting takes, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know him.
Jackson is living the life Drew imagines he does when he imagines chilling with Malcolm X. That's so true. It's funny. Yeah, look, I think Seth has some really interesting takes. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump admires... This is actually a pretty good take, to be honest. Trump admires strength and daring. He was not enamored of the Gaza war because he didn't see it going anywhere. The Iran strikes, on the other hand, he can see as a win. It would seem hard for Iran to do a deal, though. That's true. I think that kind of does represent Seth's mind. I don't know. I think that does represent Trump's mindset a bit, because I think... Do you think, Aiden, that Trump was turning a little bit against, or at least signaling a bit against Israel and Gaza?
I mean, to be honest, it's very hard to know, because everything could be just a show to mislead the enemy and all that. So you never know exactly.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I saw that take too. I saw people say, well, like maybe that was just the past couple of weeks where he was signaling a little bit against. Maybe that was actually to prepare for what was happening with Iran. I mean, that could actually be part of it, right? It could be.
Yeah, I mean.
Isn't this amazing? This is what they posted 16 hours ago. Like, literally not even one day. So this guy died. The IRGC chief said, Iran's intelligence operation demonstrates Israel's weakness. And then 24 hours, he was dead. Like, within 24 hours. That's fucking brutal.
I mean, it's funny. Like, they were just about to publish the supposed documents that they're able to snitch from Israel nuclear program.
Right, yeah. Is that what they said? That's what they said that they were doing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it will be difficult to post it anytime soon.
Yeah, they're all dead, yeah. The IDF said it struck a number of air defense systems in Iran. Israel had already dealt a major blow to these in October. Yeah. It seems that like that October 2024 one really prepared the way for this one.
Mm-hmm.
This was Trump's tweet where he actually seems pretty very supportive actually.
Yeah, it seems like always doubts whatever he supports striking Iran or not suddenly been gone.
Yeah, I mean if you're Nick Fuentes and you see this, you'd be crying.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. It's fun. It's funny how many of us grippers conclude, "Oh, here, Trump is going to get rid of Zayos."
Yeah, I know. They were coping hard. They were saying, "Oh, you know, Trump's about to throw Israel under the bus finally." And then, you know what's funny? This is a sad thing about American politics. Look, I'm someone who's very anti-Trump and anti-MAGA and everything. But when something good happens, I'm not going to necessarily just attack it just because Trump, right? Unfortunately, there's going to be heaps of Democrats who are like, "Oh, this sucks because like the Iran nuclear deal was so good and now Trump's destroyed." The Iran nuclear deal was shit. Like I'm more on the Democrat side of American politics, but I think the Iran nuclear deal was shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a bit more about the Iran nuclear deal, Aiden? Like what do you think? How would you explain to somebody why the Iran nuclear deal was weak?
Because basically it didn't give any guarantee or any check of balances to follow if Iran actually follow all the conditions.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way to actually verify it.
I mean, right now we read a report that an Israeli Navy aircraft basically shut down 3 ballistic missiles from Iran.
Gee, so the commander of the Air Force of the Iraq, they got a lot of top guys.
Yeah, some estimate that over 100 Iranian officials have been eliminated in one night.
Really? Do you know how many separate attacks that would involve?
At least 300, to my understanding.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, Israeli Defense Minister confirmed that most of the top leadership of the Revolution Guard's Air Force were killed while they were meeting in an underground headquarters. That is brutal.
Yeah,
my God.
Like they said, according to some report, that they tricked them to have that meeting just to strike them.
Wow, this is the funny thing. I wonder why they did that, right? Because that's how they got Nasrallah as well, right? Nasrallah was doing his meeting, and then they got him.
It's kind of like I remember during the Lebanese war, I was wondering why there are still Hezbollah in Dahia. Like if I was right. Like if I was a Hezbollah official, on the very first day I would fled with Dahia. On the very first moment I could, when the shot had been.
It's weird that they were still there, right? What? Why? Do you think it's? Do you think
I guess they were unwelcomed anywhere else. I guess the other. Like the only explanation I have is the only explanation I can think of is because the other neighborhood they didn't welcome them.
Somebody in the chat says Iranians need to learn to use Zoom. Damn, man, it's actually so bad. Wow, it's actually pages of jet engine, isn't it? Isn't it? So the IDF struck Iran's largest uranium enrichment site in the Natanz area. Do we know the scale of the damage at the Natanz area?
I mean, from Iran denied there was any uranium leaking, but we still have to wait.
Right. Yeah, this is a good question. Will Iran close the Strait of Hormuz? Surely not, right? Surely not. That would be like war with the. I think they've got enough problems on their hands without going to war with America.
And last time Iran tried to did such a thing, it's lost over half of its navy. Like back in the 1980s, I think it tried to do it.
Oh my God, that's so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
More out of the grooming gang scandal in Britain.
Oh, it's in Britain?
7 men have been found guilty of using 2 teenage girls as sex slaves in Rochdale. One of the victims told the jury that she was labeled a prostitute by social services. She's 13 years old. That's actually just sick. Oh, gee, that's bad. So do you know if... so the question of Khamenei, they apparently went after Khamenei too. Do you know if they came close?
I still don't know if Israel is aiming to hurt Khamenei. I don't know if it's
it's hard to say.
I don't know if it's even the state goals, or we have to know.
Oh my God, dude, they're so fucking.
They're
obsessed, dude. Like, we called you racist, white supremacist, Nazi, anti-Semitic. We cancel your heroes, raise your statue, trash your history. But now it's time to put our differences aside and die for Israel. It's like Israel just walked over Iranian air defense like they weren't there and have assassinated most of the Iranian general staff at HR. But the useful ties will be wanting. There's no draft. Like Iran's been fucking smashed. like within an hour.
I don't know, like literally no American have been ever drafted to war since the 1960. Like it's all voluntary.
Yeah, I know.
So even if theoretically there was a war for Israel all this time, it was all voluntary.
Yeah, I know, right? So apparently Iran is officially withdrawn from nuclear negotiations with the United States.
Oh, that's the most shocking news I heard now.
Well, the most shocking, exactly. 2 of the 9 nuclear powers are now at war against peer adversaries. Gee, it's pretty scary times. I like Oz Kadaji. I don't want to get him cancelled, but Oz is like he does criticize like the Israeli government and stuff like that, but he's always against Israel.
Yeah, I saw his criticism.
Yeah. But he does he's like one of the few leftists I see that actually goes up against the Islamists though. He's basically defending what there's done here. To be clear, Iran has used 4 separate Middle Eastern states as launching grounds for military attacks against Israel for over 4 decades, dragging already impoverished countries into its holy forever war and destroying them in the process.
I mean, it's
always
Israel started it. Like the first country who used its own territory to attack the territory of other country was Iran. Like Israel didn't attack directly Iran like Iran did back in October 2024 and I think in April 2024. Like it was the first time a country directly airstriked other country.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we always say it's because Israel attacked the embassy of Iran in Syria, which, by the way, didn't help.
Oh, it wasn't the embassy; it was the IRGC building next to it.
Yeah, and by that logic,
did you? Did you see this? MBS officially. We all know that he's actually for what.
I mean, MBS called Iran just shortly ago before the attack, basically the new Hitler of the Middle East, basically. So.
Yeah, dude, we all know he has to put out a statement like this saying like, oh yeah, we don't like this. But of course he's really happy right now.
Yeah.
Because like they're one of the things that they've been the most they're so scared about Iran getting nuclear bombs. They really don't want that.
I mean, they want to basically replace the Sunni world.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's Jackson Hinkle with his fucking he painted it on so fucking smart. Good on you, Jackson. Fucking genius. It's so funny. Like he just always has to like post like this like humiliation every time Iran loses.
Yeah, the same with Assad. The same with Hezbollah. Like it's always humiliation ceremony.
How good's this, right? So. This is 13 months. Raisi dies in a helicopter crash with the Iranian foreign minister. Israeli Patriot attack decapitates Hezbollah leadership. Nasrallah dies. Rebel victory in Syria, Assad overthrown. Successful Israeli strikes on the Iranian targets. Multiple commanders killed. This is actually like full-blown disaster for Iran.
And it's all happened in Friday 13.
I know, but isn't it crazy though? Like this is 13 months though. Like I actually wonder, do you think the axis of resistance was always a paper tiger? Or like because it's collapsed so quickly, it's so interesting.
I mean, Israel made sure it will collapse so quickly for all those decades.
But isn't it amazing though? Like, I don't know. I swear a couple of years ago it was a lot stronger. I don't know if they had all attacked at once, right? Because that was what Sinman wanted. He wanted everybody to attack at once. It would have been a lot harder if that had happened.
If they all attacked simultaneously, they could obviously did a lot of damage to Israel. But I don't think they will be able to, after even in that scenario, they will be able to stand for long.
Do we know why they didn't all attack simultaneously? Because I know like Sinwar tried to get Iran and he tried to get Hezbollah to attack at the same time, right?
I mean, from my understanding, like Hezbollah was still recovering from the Syrian civil war.
Yeah. That was such a disaster for them. Apparently, that was how Mossad was able to infiltrate so many of their guys, because when they expanded their ranks massively for the Syrian civil war and recruited all these guys, then that's how they were able to be infiltrated very easily.
Yeah, I mean, I read an estimate that almost a third of Hezbollah was in Syria at one point.
That's crazy, hey. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, people, I've read tweets say where people are basically saying like that was like the one thing that fucked over Hezbollah massively. Like that was their massive mistake to get involved in Syria with Assad.
Yeah, and to me, and also to my understanding, Iran was hoping, like Iran expected that Israel will attack the nuclear programs when we get close to development, but this is why they hope to keep Hezbollah, basically to not attack Israel until Israel will try to attack Iran, and then they will launch Hezbollah, basically.
Yeah. Isn't it? This is so interesting. Years to decades from now, historians are going to have full days explaining how much of a long-term disaster October 7 was for the actors of resistance. Seriously, it actually is. It's actually crazy how much of a disaster it has been.
Like I remember I made a meme back then that basically states it's all because of one soldier who went to sleep in his tank back in 2006.
Yeah, right.
Because it's the Gilad Shalit basically who was kidnapped.
Oh yeah, shit.
But caused Sinwar to get released. But caused October 7.
Shit, isn't that crazy? Yeah, no. Now that you point it, so explain for like the non-Israelis who don't know about this.
Basically, shortly after Israel pulled out from Gaza in 2005, there was a kidnapping of an Israeli soldier called Gilad Shalit from near Kerem Shalom, I think.
Yes.
In 2006.
So this is how Sinwar got out of prison. As part of that prison
basically
exchange.
A huge deal that basically released over 1,000 terrorists to get him back, including Sinwar and many of Hamas leaderships who later committed October 7.
This was crazy. So of the 1,000 Palestinian prisoners released, these released prisoners were collectively responsible for 569 Israeli deaths. Such a huge number.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the PC is very close to being done. Beautiful stuff. Mm-hmm. Chris, genius stuff, my friend. Genius stuff. Wow, beautiful. I'm very excited to use it. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, and the terrorists that Israel released after October 7 were responsible for 700 Israeli deaths.
Gee, and with that prisoner exchange deal, so that's how Sinwar got out, and then even just Sinwar's history in the prison system in Israel was so interesting because he had brain cancer or brain tumor. He was going to die. It was like it was a really serious case, and a dentist discovered it, and Israel operated on the tumor and saved Sinwar's life, which is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
So
one of the reasons why they released him is because up till that point he didn't harm Israelis; he only harmed other Palestinians.
Yeah, because he was. That's another crazy thing about all these guys who they make Sinwar to be this hero. His whole thing before October 7, he'd killed more Palestinians than he'd ever killed Israelis. Because his whole role was
he was basically kind of like a Hamas police officer who was basically
he was an enforcer. He was like their top enforcer. He basically tortured guys. His whole job was to try root out like Palestinians who had been giving information to Israel. And
not even for necessarily be collaborators. Sometimes for selling dirty movies, for example.
I saw one person was killed because it was because of an honor killing or something like that. It wasn't even over Sinwar honor killing,
collaboration or anything.
Yeah. This is it. So.
I remember he killed someone by choking him with a kafia.
Yeah, sick dude. So he organized the honor killing of a woman who was having an extramarital affair. And like basically the brother of this woman asked Sinwar to kill her, his own sister, as part of a honor killing. So sick. And Sinwar assisted in this, which is sick. So sick. So that's what Sinwar was like. He was a really cold-hearted killer. He personally tortured people. He wrote a book in prison, and the book in prison was basically like it was like a fictional biography of his life, kind of like semi-fictional, and it was based on his own life, I think. And essentially, it talks about the main character was somebody who like tortured Palestinians who were like giving information to the enemy and everything. And in the book, he describes like gouging people's eyes out and everything. And it's supposed to basically be a semi-fictional account.
It was during the first Intifada. In the first Intifada, more Palestinians were killed by other Palestinians than by the Israeli forces.
And people never know this stuff, hey? People never know this stuff.
Like I remember, like my parents actually served in Gaza back then, and one of the job was to basically take shelters. The entire Palestinian families were under threat from honor killing and or from other Palestinians.
Oh, gee, crazy, man. I try to find yeah, and also this is interesting as well. He played a pivotal role in negotiations for his release. I read that he was one of the strictest people inside Hamas against like the prisoner releases. So he like wanted to hold out for even more prisoners. And apparently Israel put him in solitary confinement at one point because he was the main impediment when it came to the negotiations at one point, because he was the main guy in Hamas trying to stop the negotiations from going ahead. So Israel had to put him into solitary confinement so that his unwavering principles, refusal to compromise, complicated negotiation. Eventually, Sinwar's authority waned as other Hamas leaders negotiated a deal without him, as Israeli authorities had put him in solitary confinement until the deal was reached. Crazy stuff. And he met Qasem Soleimani in Tehran. That's an interesting thing, right? How the fuck did he get out of Gaza to get to Tehran?
I mean, it was after his release, so he was allowed to do some kind of like a political stand recourse.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Usually he go to Gaza. From Gaza, he been allowed for Egypt to travel to anywhere.
Well, this is the funny thing, right? Because I remember, the famous talking point, the infamous talking point was, October 7 was a prison break. There were all these people who'd never gone outside of Gaza in their entire lives, and suddenly they were now free. But like, it was relative. There were a lot of people who traveled out of Gaza through Egypt. A lot of people did, right? Yeah, like this is just like part of the narrative, right? That there's
and why we didn't attack the Egyptian border?
It's crazy, right? This is a good question by David. I mean, not a question, comment. He said Hamas didn't cooperate with Hezbollah in Iran. That's why they didn't join. They weren't ready for an attack.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Then the question becomes, why the hell did Sinwar do it without the others coordinated?
He hoped they will join, probably.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
I mean, I think one of the reasons why the Israeli intelligence failed to see October 7, it's because it's assumed it will attack with Hezbollah.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. Say it again.
Basically, the Israeli intelligence also thought the process of Israeli intelligence was what. So Israeli it doesn't make sense for Hamas to attack Israel without coordination with Hezbollah and the other forces.
Well, it's true. So it's crazy, isn't it? This is actually an interesting question, right? I'm interested in your thoughts as like Israeli who is, obviously very like follows politics and the war closely and everything. What's your if you had to think inside the head of Yahya Sinwar, what do you think? Like, do you think this man was like a psychopath, or do you think he was like an extreme ideologue? Like, what do you think? Do you think he was somebody who was like, he did this out of ego kind of thing?
From my understanding.
Oh, so you there? Oh, did it freeze? I think it freeze. Oh, it's frozen. Oh, damn. I think it's frozen, guys, unfortunately. This is a comment by David Lissot said, Sinwar was extremely religious. He believed his mission was God-given. Thus, there was no need for coordination. Yeah, this is the thing, right? I think a lot of people in the West, miss the actual, religious element of, the whole mission, right? So I had a big 4-hour debate with History Speaks, this YouTuber who does a lot of debates, and he's, really pro-Palestine. He's a PhD from London School of Economics. He's studying PhD. And I remember History Speaks was telling me, you see, Hamas is actually not religious at all. They're not extremists. Damn, that's sad. I think Aiden has dropped off. Maybe he can rejoin. But I remember reading about this, and I remember the debate I had with History Speaks, and he was trying to tell me oh man, if you compare Hamas to other Islamist groups, if you compare them to if you were trying to compare them to Taliban, they're so different. They're not that religious. There was still a lot of secular. There was still girls' education in Gaza. There was still secular stuff in Gaza. But it's just I think he just doesn't realize at the end of the day, Hamas is an Islamist group movement, and these guys were religious, right? They believed they had a God-inspired mission. Gee, I'll never forget that. Hey, I never forget that video. That was a fucking spooky video, wasn't it? Oh, Aiden's back. Aiden's back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey man, sorry. Yeah, you're back.
Collapse.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'm really yeah.
well,
So I was asking you. I was basically saying to you, if we had to, so like, what's your, if you had to kind of like get, like, if you had to try and understand Sinwar, right? Like, do you think it's he was motivated by religion, ego, like he was like a full psychopath? Like, what do you think was
my
like what motivated him?
understanding, of course, it's his ideological religious side, but I think
Yeah.
in addition to that, he also saw that Israel in Saudi Arabia are about to be normalized relations.
Yeah, yeah, normalization. Oh, damn, he's frozen again. That sucks. Damn. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. It was an interesting. David says Hamas is literally the Palestinian chapter of the Muslim Brotherhood, an Islamist religious organization. Yeah, of course, of course. It's just so funny. I had this 4-hour debate with History Speaks, and he was telling me, "Oh, Hamas is not that religious at all. Hamas is not an Islamist organization. There's still women's education in Gaza." And it's like, yeah, sure, dude, but like you can literally just read about this stuff. Like they shut down a water park in Gaza because they were upset that there were women and men mixing at the water park. Like Hamas were very religious. Hamas were very religious. I want to try find like History Speaks talking about that. It was so annoying. Beautiful. The PC is very close to being done. It looks very bad.
No, I haven't done the. I haven't.
Oh yeah, no. I was just joking. Like it looks like an IED, but
Yeah.
Go to.
Doesn't help.
Sorry about this. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Soon Drew will be able
soon we'll be able to stream from the PC.
We'll have half the Vine playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing as the Third Reich.
Somebody Pickle says, is Aiden wearing a hat indoors? Where is that? I think Aiden was just wearing a yarmulke. History 6 is a Pan Arabist. Yeah, he is. He's like really fanatical. He's really fanatical. Let's go through some of his tweets. He's very fanatical. Oh my god! Of course, Hassanavi. Of course, Hassan's really upset about the nuclear. First, they came for the nuclear reactors, and I did not speak out because I was not a nuclear reactor. Fucking true. Facts, actually. Epic. Thank you so much, sir. This is very powerful. So unfair, dude. They're manufacturing consent, dude. They're manufacturing consent. Have you guys read that book by Noam Chomsky, Manufacturing Consent? That's literally the one book these cunts have ever read. Seriously. Manufacturing consent, guys. Watch out. In Hoi 4, you should download the Millennium Dawn Classic and recreate a United African People's Republic under Gaddafi. If only. If only. We need to do that. We need to bring back the United States of Africa. Yep. Israeli Air Force is like literally completely unopposed in the skies. It's actually amazing. Aiden's back. Aiden's back. Hello, Aiden. Sorry,
I
man.
don't know what the hell happened. Maybe
that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So we go back to to the question of
the rationale of Sinwar.
Yeah, and what motivated him?
I think what's motivated him to do it in that timing was because he saw the normalization process with Israel and Saudi Arabia, and he feared it would be a domino effect that basically all Arab countries would normalize with Israel, and the entire Palestinian project will be thrown to the trash. So he hopes that it will trigger. It will both basically.
This is the crazy thing though, like the way they did it though. So like, it's really interesting, right? Like the actual scale of the atrocities on October 7. There's different interpretations of it, right? I've actually seen people argue, and I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true, but I've seen people argue that like maybe part of it was almost like a catastrophic success. Like it's almost like they didn't expect to go so far inside Israel unopposed, and therefore that's why there were so many that's why there was like a breakdown in discipline and they basically just went on a rampage. Do you think that's true? Or do you think they deliberately went out there with the plan to inflict an atrocity to make
the plan was to take, I think, to my understanding, the plan was to take a key position across the border, but they accidentally they just happened to come across places like Nova and all that, so they went crazy.
Yeah.
Their plan, I think, the unit, the Hamas squad that was massacring at the Nova Festival was actually at the way to the city of Netivot.
Wow. So like from what we currently know, Nova was like an improvisation sort of thing, which is like fucking horrific. That like they improvised the massacre of 300 teenagers. Like, is that like the current best understanding?
Repeat it again.
So the current best understanding of the Nova Music Festival massacre was that like Hamas didn't know that it was going to go ahead, maybe, and it was just like they like ran into it and they just improvised the massacre. Is this like what we think happened with Nova Music Festival? Oh damn, he's frozen again. This is so unlucky. Oh, that's a shame because it was a really interesting conversation. Damn.
Right, do you want to install the GPU?
Oh, okay, got it. What do I do with this? Okay, I'm installing the GPU, guys. Very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff.
Connection keeps.
Oh, Aiden's back. Hang on, Aiden's back. You there, Aiden?
Actually, wait a second. I have to just screw something into it.
Okay. Oh damn, the internet's frozen a little bit. It's sad because I think it's his because I've got a very fast internet connection in Australia. Holy shit, dude! At this stage, I'm just going through Twitter, and at this stage, it essentially seems that Israel just has complete air dominance in Iran. They're just operating like basically they're operating with basically full air superiority. Israeli fourth-gen jets operating nearly uncontested in Iranian airspace. Like Iran just can't take down these jets. It's crazy. I love this comment by Fisk. How good is this? War isn't breaking out. Iran is just getting the shit kicked out of it and has no way to respond. This isn't what you wanted. Your dream was Israel being hemmed in by Iranian proxies all over the region and having to negotiate itself out of existence like South Africa. Too bad. Beautiful. I like that post. Yeah, Aiden. Sorry, man. You there?
Yeah, I'm now on my phone.
Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. Listen, let's see what we can get through some of these questions because it's interesting stuff. What were we discussing before?
I can barely hear you.
Oh, really? Hang on.
Can you turn on the volume somehow?
Yeah, listen, I'm speaking straight into the mic. Is this okay?
Kind of almost hearing you. Like to be honest, I think if I was at my apartment instead of my house, it would be much better connection.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
We should do another live when sometimes even when I'm in my apartment.
This is a good question by Tim Page. He says, "Was hostage taking the purpose of October 7, or do you think, or was it like an improvisation?"
I mean, hostages was the policy of October 7 because this was basically its only insurance for Hamas existence.
Yeah. The second question though is like, were they improvising though a bit? Like how far did they think they'd get inside Israel? Like what were they thinking? This is the big question, right? Because I mean, we know there was that conference they held in Gaza a year before where they were like talking about like they literally were talking like when we completely destroy Israel and occupy the whole thing, this is what we're going to do in Israel. So they seem to have thought that they were actually going to they seem to have. Yeah, exactly. Do you think they thought that they were going to Al-Aqsa? Like,
I mean, I think that the terrorists on the ground thought so. I don't know about the higher ups what they expected to happen.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. Like, so like you reckon like those sort of like grunts, like the actual guys who went across the border, like they just assumed like they were just going to keep going until Al-Aqsa.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's called the Al-Aqsa flood.
Yeah, Al-Aqsa, exactly. So you think like on October 7th, they, like maybe some of the higher ups were more like circumspect. They were a bit more, you know, they were a bit more prescribed in what they thought would circumscribed in what they thought would happen. But there was like an idea that maybe this was actually going to be like the final one to destroy Israel.
I mean, they thought that maybe Hezbollah will join in, and then it's going to be a long war of basically Israel is struggling to cleanse off its own territory.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is an interesting question. What do you think would have happened if Hezbollah had joined straight away on October 7th? I mean, that would have actually been such a disaster.
I mean, it could be a situation that Hezbollah doesn't take hostages, but take the territory from Israel. Maybe they plan to take the Galil, basically to conquer the Galil. Right.
Yeah,
this was basically their big plan of basically infiltrating like 8,000 Radwan forces into the Galil and conquer it.
Right. Wow. So this is what they thought. This is interesting. Oh, wow. This is 2 Israeli aircraft flying low over the Suwaida Desert in Syria. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow. That's fascinating. I've got a comment here saying they never expected to get that far. I don't know, like, do you think the guys who went into Israel, they knew that they were like on a suicide mission? Like, this is a big question, right? Like, did they know like they were going to die when they did
this? They definitely hope to die.
Yeah, a lot of them, like, because for a lot of them, like, to die fighting against Israel is like the greatest honor.
Yes.
Wait, is that your stuff?
I will do voice when I try to reconnect for the computer. So can you see it again?
We're putting the GPU in. Hang on one second.
You don't fuck it up. So,
okay, hang on.
Okay. So see that slot? That slot?
Yeah.
It goes in there. See that?
Okay.
You put like straight down. So just
Hang on, it's I think it's because I think Aiden, you're joining twice.
Yeah, I tried to reconnect from a computer. I try again. I will disconnect and try to reconnect from a computer because it sounds I can barely hear you from here. So yeah.
Oh, we got it. Beautiful. Powerful stuff. How the hell did you know? Autism. Beautiful. This is good.
Okay, that's the last step. Oh, the last step is putting the power cable into the GPU, but just let me reinforce.
Yeah, okay. Someone Tim said get Slazak on here. I don't know. I don't know what we talk about with Slazak.
That's Tim Page.
Yeah. We love Tim. Yeah, someone goes, bro's building a PC on the side, nuts. Yeah, it's actually epic. This is a good stream where we're talking Israel, Iran, and then at the same time we're building a PC. It's fucking powerful as. It's beautiful. The Drew Pavlov show is rising.
It's rising. We got upgraded technology.
We just upgraded the technology. We got a special payment by the Mossad. Beautiful. Hey Aiden, is it good now? Hang on, is you there, Aiden? Not sure if you can hear me. Oh, I think he's frozen again. Oh damn. Okay, next powerful step. Let's see.
You gotta plug the power into the GPU.
Okay, plug in the power into the GPU.
Which is this.
So this thing.
I'll hold the camera while you do it.
Okay, beautiful. Very powerful, guys. We're building a PC on the side while we're discussing global geopolitics.
Yes. So,
very powerful. Very powerful.
It goes in like that.
Okay, beautiful. I'll give you the camera. Okay. Basically, I did the whole thing, eh?
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
The holes aligned. So
Oh, the holes line. Okay.
yeah. So yeah.
Ah, beautiful.
After it clicks, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to click it? Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right. So now we can set up the screens.
Beautiful, guys. We did it. We did it. We built a PC on the side.
Yeah, we did it.
It was almost fully Drew and maybe a tiny bit of assistance by Chris. Very good, very good. This is beautiful. We've got the PC set up. We've just got to do the
unbox the screens.
Unboxing the screen. First, should we get rid of all the shit on the desk?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Beautiful.
I'll
beautiful.
put the last piece on while you do.
Okay. Beautiful. What should I actually remove off the? I don't know what to get off the
Nothing
desk.
needs to be on here anymore. So
Okay. Nothing gets. Okay. Okay. I'll start taking things off. Guys, give us a minute. I'm going to be taking stuff off the desk. So all this stuff, like for example, like this is okay. This is rubbish now.
Well,
I'm very sorry for all this. Thank you so much.
If there's anything on the just make sure there's anything in the box to keep it. But it shouldn't be
Yes.
that much.
Nothing in this box. It's going to be very powerful. Oh, we've got the keyboard, the mouse. Do we need the thermal paste?
It actually had some included. So
Okay, so we didn't need to use it.
that was a mistake by Chris and I for telling you needed that.
$20. That's okay. It's okay.
We can return it if you want.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I'll have it as a backup. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. We're gonna try fire up the PC. Do you have an operating system?
Yes.
Yes, we do. We do. Wait, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're actually very close now. It's beautiful stuff. Hey, what's this? The cable. Oh, cable ties.
Yes.
Beautiful. We don't need it. Okay.
I managed the cables nicely so you can't see many of them from the front.
Everyone's saying use Linux, Drew.
Use what?
Everyone's saying use Linux. Linux.
No. Because Drew wants to play games.
Yes.
And also Drew will definitely not know how to use Linux.
Yeah, I don't think so. Why would I use it instead of Windows?
I feel like extremely autistic.
Right. What actually is the difference?
It's just like free, but also I can get. It's just for different things, to be honest. It's more the Mossad would use Linux.
Okay, Mossad would use Linux. I mean, we like this. Oh, Aiden's back. Hang on, Aiden, you're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry about
connection.
that. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that, man. No worries. We're literally just setting up some of the final things for the PC.
Mm-hmm. For the assassination.
Yeah. No. I disavow that. This is actually just no. We're doing a proper PC so that my streams will get even better and I'll be able to stream video games as well. Drew, want to talk about grooming gangs sometime? That's a very grim topic, but sure, man, we'll do that. Sure. I agree with Yusuf that we're going to get rid of the Islamic Republic in Iran.
Well, let's see. I mean, it depends also of Iranian people what they will do.
I hope they rise up, man. I hope they use this opportunity to overthrow the regime there.
Yeah,
what were we talking about just prior to the connection cutting? I swear we had a good
about the rationalization of Hamas, I think.
Yeah. Like we're talking about how some of these guys like literally thought that this was going to be like the end of Israel and everything. It's interesting. I mean, that level of fanaticism.
They had that propaganda talking point that because of it was during the jurisdictional controversy, like the reform, jurisdictional reform. So we thought, Israel is
sorry, say that again.
The jurisdictional reforms, like a controversy in the Israel government about the court.
The court controversy. Yeah.
But Israel it's on the brink of civil war.
Oh yes, this is what Simar thought. Yes, he thought the protest movement in Israel meant that they were about to go to civil war. It's interesting because he taught himself Hebrew in prison, and he apparently was like an obsessive follower of the Israeli news, which is really interesting. Oh no, it's cut out again. This is a shame. Okay. Iran is DDoSing the stream. Beautiful. Sorry about this. We're almost done. So all this stuff. What should I do with all this like knick-knack shit?
Keep that because that's just in case you want to use Wi-Fi, which we're not going to use Wi-Fi actually. Let's not put that on so you don't accidentally.
Okay.
Just put them all into like one box.
I'll just put them all. Yeah, I'll put them all to the side.
Just if you might need it like for repairs or like changes later, so don't throw it out.
Interesting comment by Tim. So it's often forgotten, even in Israel, that Hamas was holding 2 hostages prior to October 7 and had for years been pushing fruitlessly for another Gilad Shalit-style deal. Yeah, that's true. That's literally true. My pragmatic mind thinks that October 7 was an attempt to force another deal by seizing hundreds of civilians, and then they got drunk on victory. Yeah, I think this is it. Surf Sherpa says, both of you are very handsome, very beautiful. Thank you, Surf Sherpa. Yeah, isn't this interesting, right? Like, Hamas actually did have... They had 2 hostages prior to October 7, and that is something that people don't realize. Yeah, isn't it interesting? I think one of them was finally released after as part of the recent ceasefire negotiations. It was it's a man who was mentally ill and he wandered into Gaza. It was a very sad story. Guys, hang on. I'm just going to help set up the monitor.
What we're going to do is
eventually
you get monitor arm.
Monitor arm.
The monitors can just be hovering here, because then you'll get more space on the desk.
Oh, okay, beautiful. What would the monitor arm connect to though?
Something that we can figure out.
Yeah, okay. Beautiful. All right. Someone says, I can't super chat. What words do you have moderated in studio? I only banned like the only words that I banned in super chat are like slurs because I don't want my stream to take it down. So if you're doing slurs, like that's probably why you can't do a super chat, dude. Beautiful. I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited to get this thing up. Thank you so much. I'm going to transfer you some money to help you, to thank you.
It's okay.
It's from the super chatters. We've had actually, guys. We need more super chats. Please, guys. Please. We beg the chat super chatters.
You have to pay back $4,000 for this one.
Guys, this PC cost me like a good amount of my savings. So if we can get some super chats, it'd be very powerful. Oh, it's gonna be so good when it's set up. I'll be able to actually stream games, which will be beautiful.
The AOC monitor.
AOC. We love AOC. She's a beautiful woman. Wow. What's a super chat? Right. So that's more of a YouTube thing. It's not really something you can do on Twitter, but super chat is like somebody can like donate $5 to the stream and stuff like that. You don't have to, but if you're on YouTube and you can do a super chat, we'd appreciate it a lot. Someone's saying AOC is pregnant. Wow, that's beautiful news. I hope she has a beautiful family. She's a beautiful, lovely lady. We love AOC. Oh, beautiful. Zarenthius, I did just get paid. What did you buy? I'm a hyper nerd. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the super chat, Zarenthius. We're just doing the monitors now. We bought a proper PC setup. So I spent like $4,000 on this. And this is a big chunk of my savings. But I think it is going to be worthwhile because I'll be able to stream video games. I'll also be able to stream so much better quality and stuff like that because I have been streaming on my laptop, and the laptop is a lot weaker than like what we've got here. So this computer is literally going to be like 4 or 5 times more powerful than what I've currently got. So I think we'll be able to even more. How much do you reckon?
Well, at gaming, probably like 20 times more.
Oh, dude, I'm excited. I'm actually so excited. Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you, Zero. Oh yeah, no, that's it. Thank you, bro. DCLXVI says, "I owe you the late birthday stick, brother." Thank you, man. Man, I love Asmen so much. Did you get the PC on a pay in 4? No, I didn't get it on Pay in 4 because I didn't have Afterpay, which is a shame. But I paid. I think I paid like 2,500 up front, and then I'm paying the rest back in like smaller installments. I could pay the whole thing straight away, but then it's hard because I'm also paying rent, so I got to just like space things out a bit. But I'm very keen. I'm very keen. This looks beautiful. The setup. So this thing here, the actual tower. Do you think we put it on the floor?
Yeah, we can. Of
course. This is going to be very powerful, everybody. This is going to be very powerful.
Yeah, dude. What do you use this little table for?
So the little table I was using, I've got a little table behind. That's what I've been using for just my I just like set my camera up on it. I don't know if it'd be strong enough to get a proper
Let's hope this.
Does Umart deliver everywhere in Oz? I don't know. It's Brisbane, right? Oh, it does. It does.
Umart is the best place to buy PC parts in Australia. Like
Umart was really good. I got all this stuff in like literally 24 hours of ordering it online. It's really good, actually.
If you go to the Mansfield store, it's just the same day you get it. Like
beautiful, yeah. Oh, beautiful. Max Hooper has given $8 super chat for the cause. Thank you, Max. I appreciate it. And listen, Max, I've got 2 more essays with my university. I smashed them out this weekend, and then maybe through the week we can finally do the conversation, Max. You can come on the stream. I've got a comment here. I can't send you money because moderation. What country did you moderate? Because there's no slurs, mate, in my super chat. I still can't send it. Really? I don't know. Damn. Do I have any of my mods watching, like Viet Tran or whatever? Because if somebody is there, I don't know. I certainly didn't ban any countries from donating. I didn't ban anybody. Damn, that's a shame because I'd love to get the super chat from DCL. But I don't know. I don't think I banned any countries, but how far are you through your essays, Drew? Not very far, but I will have them done by the end of the weekend. I swear. Alhamdulillah. Or inshallah. All good. I'm busy too, mate. Work is mental. Yeah, it's just great time. Tensions rising, conflicts brewing, countries supporting, aiding, attacking Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, Iran, Syria, China, Taiwan. Oh, beautiful. Hang on. Russia, China, Taiwan, NATO, America, North Korea, etc. World War III things escalating here. It's scary, isn't it? Guys, oh my God. It looks so beautiful. We're setting it up for the first time. I'm very excited. It's beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Wow. Powerful. The Drew Pavlu show is rising so much, guys. Drew Pavlu show is rising so much. Oh, I'm so keen. It's so fucking cool. I tried to give you $5 to review the Bonnie Blue article with Aiden. Oh, that's funny. It won't let me super chat that.
I need the keyboard, actually.
Dude, I have no idea why they can't get super chat.
Unbox the keyboard.
Oh, hang on. I unboxed the keyboard. 1 second. Okay, beautiful. This is so powerful. Chris has been wearing a keffiyeh to hide his identity while streaming. Very important stuff.
Very important, yeah.
And
not because I support Palestine.
No. We have sympathy for Palestinians. I'm going to chat. Did you buy a webcam, a vocal mic, and audio interface with new PC? Listen, I've got a good webcam now. This does 4K, the Osmo Pocket 3. I will get a better microphone. I'm going to get a better microphone hopefully in the days ahead.
I can help you with that, yeah. So they're saying an audio interface. So.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, $25 super chat. Thank you, DCL. Thank you, brother. You've just paid for a part of the PC. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, my friend, DCL. Legendary. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody who's done a super chat. I fucking see you. I appreciate you. Fucking powerful, guys. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fucking the Drew Pavlu show is fucking rising. Gorgeous. Beautiful and fucking gorgeous. You're gorgeous, DCL. Thank you, brother. So beautiful. Okay, beautiful. We got it. This is a really nice keyboard. I'm excited to use it. I've just got a chat. Rocket alert in the north of Israel. Damn. Listen, I hope that things don't get that bad. Oi, you gonna answer my X response Bonnie Blue. What was your response, Dictators v Democrats? I haven't seen it. Thank you. Oh wait, hang on. There's the keyboard. Hang on. Oh yeah, I have to take the.
Unbox the keyboard.
Beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful keyboard. Beautiful stuff, guys. Powerful. Very powerful.
Oh, this is a weights for your mouse if you want to add weights into it.
How does that work? What does that mean?
Just like in case you like the mouse to be heavier.
Okay, I don't think I haven't never thought of that.
Not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never thought that. That's not sure.
It's kind of odd. How's the keyboard?
I've got a chat message from Tim Pate. He goes, he said, I was trying to send a message. We came, we saw, he died, but it's not coming through. I think maybe YouTube maybe YouTube bans people from
saying died.
Yeah, YouTube probably is stopping you from saying died. Beautiful stuff here. Beautiful stuff. The whole world needs to watch me play Hearts of Iron. It's so important. That is actually, we might be able to finally finally end history and if we can do that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Josiah Lippincott, what a fucking idiot. I know, right? Shame the message wouldn't send it was in the character limit. Did you make sure to get super clicky to annoy chat? What's up, Pav? Thoughts on Smarter Be Perishable?
Silent keys.
Oh, silent keys. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Can Chris eat a pizza with the balaclava on? I don't know, dude. Oh, beautiful. Max has done $15. Thank you, Max. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Put this towards a decent microphone. I will, my friends. I absolutely will. I'm going to try and get a nice microphone.
You set up that microphone wrong, I think.
Do you reckon?
It's not that bad of a microphone that you've got.
That's what I was confused about, right? Because it's a Rode microphone.
Yeah.
And these are like 150. I thought this was a nice microphone. But for some reason, everybody tells me it's a shit. It just is shit when I talk. It keeps on disconnecting and reconnecting. I don't know why.
Okay. Let's have a look where we have one more thing.
Thank you, Max. I appreciate it. Is the audio better now, guys? I just replugged it in. Can the Mossad identify Chris by his eyes? No, I don't think. Shure or Rode? I got a $400 Rode mic, NT1, kind of like Geordie's. Is that what Geordie's has? Maybe that's what I should get. Just go hard and get a proper, really good one. I might do that. USB mics are shit. You probably have a better USB bus on new motherboard. Yeah, so this is a USB mic. This could be one of the reasons why it's shit, to be honest. Someone said get the Quadcast from HyperX. It's pretty good. Quadcast. Okay.
Guys, we have to plug in the power button, so that's the last step.
We're plugging in the power button. Fucking powerful.
I gotta find the cable.
Okay. Quadcast from HyperX. NT1 is the standard entry level mics. Maybe I should get that.
How much did you pay for that mic?
I got it a year ago. Actually, it's probably 2 years old. I got it for like 150, I think.
What do you want? Do you want like a mic with an audio interface? Like, I'll sort it out.
Yeah, okay. Did you get a fingerprint sensor? Essential. Why do I need a fingerprint sensor?
So you can't be hacked. No, it's just...
It's a shame. Man, I have DJIs for the podcast. They were gifted though. Osmo. Look, I've got an Osmo Pocket 3 for the webcam. It's unfortunately a Chinese product. I don't want to get killed by China, but it is a good webcam. It is a good webcam. Guys, King of Corinth signed up as a member. Thank you. We've had some beautiful super chats. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I think we've raised $50 in the past 20 minutes. Thank you. Drew, been watching Pathfinder on YouTube is cool. I still think he's Mexican. I think he said he was half Jewish, half Korean, but he's a cool guy. So Josiah Lippincott, I despise Israel, Hamas, Iran, and the entire Middle East. All of these people are grifters whose interests have absolutely zero connection to the good of the American people. I sometimes wish the Iranians and Israelis really would wipe each other off the map so I no longer need to hear about the collectors. He's such a fuckwit, eh? He's actually a fuckwit. Josiah Lippincott is such a fucking psycho. Balthasar, I joined your Twitter community. Does that get me a shout out? Thank you, Balthasar. Thank you, man. That's great. Thank you for joining the Twitter community. Very appreciated. Wow, it's looking nice. It's looking nice. Beautiful. Looking beautiful. Looking beautiful. Beautiful. Someone says Greek or Persian food. What's better? I actually don't know if I've had Persian food, to be honest.
Persian food. There's a good Persian restaurant called Zaytun. Try it.
In Brisbane?
Yeah.
I'll try it. Drew using a yellow phone. Beautiful. I just got a yellow case. It's a nice case. Slava Ukraine. Absolutely. Heroyam Slava.
Where's the There's one more thing, which is the power button, and I need
the power button.
It's not wired up. I need to find the motherboard box.
Oh shit!
Which one is it?
Oh damn! There's a lot of fucking shit to go through.
This one. Where's the motherboard box?
Motherboard box.
Here it is.
You got it? It's the last step. The power board.
Put the thing behind the battery.
No, Chris is not a Hamas supporter. He put on a shirt over his face so he doesn't get identified. Don't tell me, Drew, you forgot the on-off button. No, we didn't forget it. It's in one of the packages. We're trying to find it. Say no to wiping off any nationality or ethnic group of people on Earth because it sounds genocide. Of course, that sounds fucked up. And Greek or Persian women, who's hot in your opinion? Okay, man. Thank you. Listen, look, we appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much, everybody, for the super chats. I really appreciate it. I think we actually made $70 or $80 in super chats, which is very kind. Thank you, guys. Wow. So this might set off a chain reaction where Azerbaijan can invade Armenia. Wow. Azerbaijan now may invade Armenia. Gee, the world's getting fucking nuts, eh? Gee, so with Iran out of the picture, I was just reading, with Iran out of the picture, that may allow the Azeris to invade Armenia. And that will really escalate things in the South Caucasus. That's a very scary prospect. Geez, it's getting scary, guys. The world really is just sort of like just teetering right now. Did you hear that Hassan is being investigated by the FBI? Is that true? I didn't know that. Is that true? Hassan Piker. Are you sure? I'm looking this up in the news. Hobie knows there's 2 on buttons on the PC: power supply on off switch and power button. Okay, dude. No, we found it. We figured it out. Okay. Max Super says we're already in World War III. It's kicking off everywhere. It's getting fucking scary, isn't it? If that escalates to Azerbaijan attacking Armenia, that's another war that we're dealing with in the world. Drew is pro Armenia. What that? Yeah, no, I'm pro Armenia. Of course, I'm pro Armenia. Yeah, sure. I'll hold the light. Dude, I still don't know how the fuck you know how to do this. This is fucking crazy.
I've done it a lot of times.
How do you even know what fucking goes into what?
It takes a while to learn, and it's different every time, so that's hard to read.
You should see what else he can do.
Nah, I appreciate it so much.
The thing is, I thought I plugged it into the other one, and then we should do this before GPU, because then I can't get my hand under here. See?
Oh shit.
It's really fucking hard. There we go.
Oh, good? Oh, thank God.
Okay. There we go.
Shit, that was close.
That's right. I wouldn't mean that big of a deal. We could just.
Oh yeah. Let's go through some of the comments here. It's great for content. No, I don't want war. I don't want war for content.
Pinker and Fukuyama be breathing into paper bags. I love Fukuyama. There's a chance I might be interviewing Fukuyama sometime next month, which would be crazy. Yes, he showed that he has been taken off global entry due to terrorist support. Are you sure? I have not read anywhere. You should be able to build a decent camera setup on the cheap. Let me know if you want any help. Yeah, Andrew, that'd be really nice. Thank you, man. So I'm using right now an Osmo Pocket 3, which is like a Chinese webcam, and it's like a pretty good. It's like a gimbal that you can rotate around. It's pretty easy. It's like 4K. It is pretty good, but awkward to be a healthy male in your 20s or 30s with World War III coming up. Yeah, it is. Oh shit, it's beautiful. It just started up for the first time. Let's see. Beautiful. Woo! Beautiful. That makes my autism so happy. The beautiful fucking the colors and lights. I love it. How beautiful is that? Fucking beautiful. Beautiful autism colors. I love it, man. It's fucking goated. Damn. The Drew Pavlou show really is fucking building, my friends. We've got 45 people watching live and we're 2.5 hours in. It's building up. It's good. Why is that? Of course, Azerbaijan is supported by Israel and Armenia is supported by Russia. No, Russia's fucked over Armenia massively. Armenia has been trying to move towards the West. And this is the annoying thing. People think that just because I'm against like Hamas, people think I agree with every single thing Israel's ever done. I disagree strongly with what Netanyahu has done, allying with Azerbaijan. I've said that over and over and over again. I think that's really bad. Drew, do you ever criticize Israel for sending weapons to Azerbaijan? I have, and I'll say it right now. I think it's really bad that they send weapons to Azerbaijan. Aliyev is a fucking psycho. He's a dictator. He's a genocidal dictator. They ethnically cleansed 150,000 Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh like 2 years ago. The world just stood by as it happened. I think it was disgusting. And, oh, beautiful. It's fucking starting. Fucking beautiful.
Select language.
Wow. Gorgeous. Put Turkish, please. That's funny. Because everyone on Twitter calls me Turkish.
We're having Turkish structuring.
Oh, is this Turkish? Where'd you get this?
Where did you get it from? Kebab HQ. Yeah.
Oh, Kebab HQ. Go to.
Yeah.
That's good. Actually, that makes me. I'm gonna get one tomorrow. I'm gonna get kebab based.
It's actually Have you got the grill plate from there? Like the.
No. But I love kebab shops. I love any kebab shop. It's fucking goated. The Iranian government isn't the radical Islamic state it was under Khamenei. It's an ossified gerontocracy focused on economic growth and led by a guy who's been in power nearly longer than I've been alive. Dude, no, it's still a very radical state. It's still a very radical Islamist state.
All right, put the other screen on. Oh
yes, we got two streams. I might be interviewing the Estonian PM soon. That's crazy. I hope so.
We'll set it up first and put the other.
Okay, yeah, all right. Drew, I saw an 11-minute segment you did on the Bulwark. What were those guys like? They're really nice. I really like Tim Miller, really cool guy. Tim Miller comes from a more conservative background. When it comes to Cameron, we've got different views. Cameron is like very leftist. He was complaining today about like how mean it was to attack the Iranian nuclear program, blah, blah. Geez, Mary Joseph, you got gay LEDs. No, man, no.
We have the LEDs.
Yeah, I know. I like LEDs, man.
Show them the rainbow fans.
Oh, thank you, K-Bell. K-Bell says, I was watching Dylan Burns and thought I'd check out the channel. Nice to hear an Aussie voice. Thank you, man. I'm glad that we've got some people coming over from Dylan Burns' channel. I love Dylan Burns, cool guy. Israel doesn't have that much room for choosing friends. That's true. I mean, that's true, I suppose. Breaking news strikes on it. Fucking hell, it just keeps on going, doesn't it?
So what's the news strikes?
There's apparently in this news strikes. I'm going to try to find this. The IDF said it attacked Iran's surface-to-surface missiles, including storage and launches. My God, dude, they're getting fucking crushed. Shahzadeh. I like Shahzadeh. He's my friend. 7 hours past in Iran has done nothing. What a sad joke. It's actually amazing. I'm amazed at how often people keep falling for this trope. Like, what? How do you, dude? It's a radical Islamist regime. At the end of the day, they say this stuff. Like they say this stuff very clearly. Imagine being an F4 Phantom going up against a fucking F-35. Rest in peace, dude. It's fucked. Look, I think a lot of the Iranian planes haven't even been able to get off the ground.
I don't think a lot of them have been able to get off the ground. Oh, this looks so beautiful. This looks so beautiful, man. So keen. So keen. Powerful. We've got a beautiful PC set up for the first time in this is the first time I've had a proper computer in fucking years. I'm so excited. What's the consensus? What this means for Ukraine? Nobody really knows because look, on one side it's on one side it's good for Ukraine because Iran was a massive armor of Russia, but at the same time, the increase in the oil price is going to be really good for Russia's budget. And what that means is Russia can then pay the soldiers. It can continue to fund the war for a long time to come. Does Zelensky get along with Netanyahu? I've never seen them talk, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. You know what's funny? I think Ukraine actually votes with Palestine at the UN a lot of the time. And they did a big grain shipment as well to Palestine. Julian says it means that the US really doesn't care about Ukraine now. No, dude, no. Julian's being an idiot. Julian's just like a very cynical man. He's a supporter of Nick Fuentes. Of course, he's going to say this shit. I would have Julian on the stream. I can debate Julian on the stream if Julian's interested. Israel voted with Russia and the US. Yeah, Israel votes with Russia at the UN. Somebody said Israel has been distinctly lukewarm for support for Ukraine. Again, this is sadly true. This is sadly true.
Can you hold the glass?
Yeah, sure. I'll hold the glass for you. Thanks, man. Wow, this looks so good. Damn, this looks so good, guys. The PC.
Okay, put the glass panel on.
Okay, I'm putting the glass panel on.
So goes this way. Into those holes.
Okay, beautiful. Ah, beautiful. Nice, man. That looks so good. Let me show the chat. Guys, look at this. Hang on.
He has some rainbow colors, but it's not obnoxious.
Yeah, we've got some rainbow colors, but it's not that gay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. We got the nice new PC setup, guys. First time in like fucking years I've had a proper computer. And this means we can do some game streams. We could do so much more stuff now. It'll be very powerful. It's going to be extremely powerful. We're going to take Oh no, the camera went off. Oh my god. Oh no. No, the camera went off. Fuck. Hang on. Okay, sorry, the camera went off. Hang on. I'll show everybody. So we've got beautiful colors. We've got the LED lights, but it's not extremely homosexual. It's just half.
Yeah, and it's just half
no, and just half gay. And then we've got beautiful setup. And we're going to be able to stream some video games as well, which is, I know the world's been yearning for this. The world has been saying we need the Drew Pavlo GTA streams. So true. We're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it. It's not just a political debate show. We're going to be doing some gaming as well. Very powerful stuff. Show me the cabling. We haven't really properly nicely done up the cabling yet.
The cabling on the inside. That's what they want.
Oh, on the inside. Okay.
Yeah, it's done nicely.
Okay.
You can't see any cables at all.
Beautiful, dude. That's beautiful. You're a fucking professional, dude.
We can have a look at the panel. It's easier to see.
Dude, you're a fucking professional.
There you go.
Oh my god, it's fucking powerful. Oh, I can feel the fans. It's actually cold. Damn, it's actually cold in here. Will this like increase my power bill substantially?
Yes.
Really? How much?
Oh, not that much.
Okay.
We can also set all the fan curves so it doesn't run the fans full speed when you don't need to. Because right now it's running full speed.
Beautiful. How much would it be in terms of energy?
The maximum you can use is 750 watts, right?
Yeah.
And you pay expensive power will be like 40 cents per kilowatt. So
yeah,
let's say like 30 cents per hour of running it.
Yeah.
Maximum. That's if it's using all of its power.
Oh, it should be fine. It should be fine.
Like what? In a day, it's like
$2 to $3 a day.
Yeah, something like
That's fine. That's fine. The super chatters will cover my energy bills. Okay, you're getting kinky with your new PC. Looks clean. No, I'm so happy. Got to get into some multiplayer hoist games. That was what I did for my freshman year of college. I'm so keen, dude.
Can you select the neon colors? I'm so keen to do some Hoi gaming, my friends. Beautiful. Okay, it's starting up. Okay, beautiful. Oh, this looks so nice. I'm so keen. Why did you get the LEDs? I think the colors look cool. I like it. Okay, I like it.
So now, because you're, I mean, I brought a cable, but I have to make it. That's the thing. That takes a while.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like to plug it into the Ethernet, which is what we want to do eventually.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to do it right now.
We can just do Wi-Fi for now.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I could get you over briefly another time.
I'll do another time. Where's
Yeah.
Where's those two little antennas that you found?
Two little antennas.
Like two little black things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those, we need those.
Yes.
We'll do the.
There's one more monitor, I think.
Yeah, there's one more monitor. You want to put something unbox it?
Yeah. We do some geopolitical chats, and then beautiful. We set up a PC at the same time.
We actually connect it to the internet, and it doesn't recognize the Wi-Fi, so we have to plug it in. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's right. I have a. This is the other thing. Right, it's going to be kind of difficult. We have to go to that thing.
Oh shit! I mean, do I need to buy a new one? You reckon?
Well, I brought one to make it, but
okay.
It takes like at least 20 minutes to make it. So.
Oh shit!
So we'll just use this one. Just bring it.
Listen, it is getting late. Like, if you guys want to, I mean, we can do it tomorrow.
Sorry, we'll get it over with now.
Okay.
We need to get it over with now.
Okay.
So, I'm just
Hang on, I can help you.
Look at my fingers kind of.
Yeah, I'll help you.
Okay, let's bring it like as close as we can to it. Yeah.
Oh, it's on the cable.
Yeah, there. Oh, does it reach? Does it reach? Yes. It reaches.
Okay, I know nothing about computer, so I'm out, but I did sub. Thank you. I'm sorry. This is just the one time I'm going to be setting up the computer, but we'll be doing a lot more political stuff. That bookcase needs some RGB light strips. That actually would look cool, to be honest. That would look cool. It would look cool. Make everything LED. We're connected? Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Like,
thank you, man.
Kind of like across the floor like that. So.
Okay, right.
Next. Okay. And we can put the second monitor on.
Yep.
So this is the one that you play games on, this monitor.
Yep.
And the other one it'll be the secondary monitor. So which way do you want them?
Okay, so main one, like probably around there.
Yeah, and then second one like here. Or...
Yeah, that'd be good.
Is it still on stream?
Yeah, we're still streaming. But I don't know, should I keep on streaming?
I know, how many people are watching?
We've actually got like 45 people. Matt Cole just came in. Hello, Matt. 47 people watching live. I don't even know why 47 people are watching live, to be honest.
47 people waiting for the computer.
It will look cool. It will look fucking cool. I'll show everybody now.
I'm just going to test it.
Yeah. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. This looks awesome. Goated. This is actually goated with the sauce.
It's way easier to do assignments with this as well, because like I don't really know how people manage to do assignments with one screen. Like that's just.
Oh, dude, this is gonna make my productivity will be beautiful to do two screens.
Yeah, and you can always plug your Mac into them as well if you want.
Fucking beautiful. This will actually be so good for my assignments.
You make the title Israel, Iran, and you're playing with the monitor. We talked about Israel, Iran for like an hour and a half, or like 2 hours. We talked about it for most of the time. We only just set up the computer. Aussie flag in the background would actually be lit. Yeah, we'll do an Aussie flag. That'd be cool. PC build stream. It's always a popular time. Yeah, dude. It's cool. It's cool. $53 people watching. I don't know why people are watching at this point, but thank you guys.
All right.
Okay, another monitor. Okay.
This monitor is like noticeably lower quality, but
that's okay. It's literally for chat.
But the screen will look good on it. It's just like the actual.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not metal and shit. Like.
Yeah.
Let's build the monitor.
Okay. The base. Dude, it's gonna be so easy to write assignments now with 2 screens.
Yeah, I don't know how you've ever done assignments with 1 screen.
Oh, it sucks, dude. It does suck.
I always get like all of my source material on 1 screen.
I know, that's gonna be so good. I can't wait. That's exactly. I was actually thinking of doing that today. I thought that'd be so good. Oh, I'm so keen, guys. So keen. The PC's gonna look so good.
Did Julian not want to come on screen?
He said not today, but we'll do another debate sometime, I think. Someone said working on screen is like hell. Yeah, dude, I've been working on stream. Everything I've been doing the past like 3-4 years is on one screen. I've been productive with 1 screen, but this would be another level. The desk is hot. People want to see it. Yeah, dude, Matt, I'll have to try and figure out the camera angle so that people can see the desk, because the desk looks really cool.
Yeah, the desk is really nice.
I spent $1,000 on this desk.
Where'd you get it from?
I found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, it was still $1,000 secondhand. That's crazy.
But it's like because the original price was like $4,000 or something like that. It's like a $5,000 desk, but I got it for a pretty good price. I love it. I love it.
I do like the aesthetic of the whole bookshelf thing.
Thank you, sir. No, I do love the bookshelf. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Oh, this is fucking good.
Yeah, we need to get monitor arms because the stand on this monitor is horrible.
Yeah. No, I'll figure it out. Does the desk have cable management holes? No, it doesn't. That's my problem, but it's okay.
No. Well, when you have you don't really want to drill into this desk.
I don't want it. It's a beautiful desk.
What you need to do is just put a small desk here.
Yeah, I know.
And attach the arms to it, and then they can hover over.
Yeah, great idea. I'll figure out how to do that. Somebody said drill into the desk. I'm not drilling into the desk. Oh, Greta Thunberg.
You see the video of Greta Thunberg with the handcuffs?
No?
So
let me look it up.
So when she
I'll look it up. Hang on.
So she arrived at the airport, and as soon as she saw the media was watching, she put her hands behind her back.
Really? Oh my god. Okay, I gotta find it. I'm gonna find it. Oh, hey, hang on. Greta spotting the cameras and swiftly putting her hands behind her back to make it look like she's been hanging. Holy shit! God. Hey, let's see. Oh yeah. Oh my god, look at it. No, I'm zooming in. Hang on. Zoom. Okay, her arms are not behind her back at this point. Look at this. Hang on. Look. Her arms are out, and then she realizes the breast there, and she puts it down. Oh my god, dude, that's bad. That's so bad, dude. Oh my god. She's a clout chaser, man. She's a clout demon.
What do you want to name your device? Drew?
Yeah, we'll just call it Drew. Dude, Greta is a clout demon.
Yeah.
She's a clout demon. She was walking. She sees the press. Oh, guys, I'm fucking arrested. Oh, Dad, that's so bad, man. Damn. That's so bad. My God, man. Watch this. Watch it, guys. Watch this. She knows she's fine. She's fine. And then, and then she goes, I'm arrested. Oh my God, man. Clout demon. Literal clout demon, dude. That's so funny. Oh my God, that's so funny. She's pretending she had her hands cuffed behind her back in France for some reason. Why would the French police have that still? My God. Beautiful. Oh, this looks so good. Oh my God, dude, I'm so happy. This is so cool. Worth the money.
Yeah, it's going to try and update now, so. But you have good internet, so.
Greta is such a clout demon to do that. She's literally a clout demon, dude. She's walking. Everything's fine. Then, the media, the head's behind the back. That's clout demon. Oh, this looks good actually. That's a good system. That's a good system to have that like kind of leaning on the side. I like that. This looks good, guys. This looks very good. This is like my personal Bloomberg monitor. We're gonna be doing so much fucking powerful stuff here.
You can probably get a third one. That's what I have, 3.
You've got 3?
Yeah. Well, I've got like 6, but I have them on the top.
You have 6 monitors?
Yeah.
Why, dude?
Because
why would you need 6?
Maximum productivity when I was doing assignments, you know.
I think 6 would kill me, like ADHD wise.
I think 3 is a good number.
3 would be good. It would be good to have that. That's cool. Yeah, maybe I might do that. Powerboard with surge protection. I think I've got that. USB charging ports and extra space at the end of the powerboard. I think I've got that already. That powerboard I've got. Yeah, I've got that actually already.
Yeah, make sure you have that because if you get struck by lightning, then.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, my grandpa's TV actually broke because of that, and you can watch his Italian channels.
That's so fucked. Yeah, I think I do need. Maybe I'll get fucking 10 screens. That'd be fucking powerful. I love getting on Kick. The only comments I get from the Kick is just like scammers going like, "Dude, I watch your streams. Pay me $5 billion to fish."
Yeah, that's so annoying.
That's the only comments I get on Kick because everybody else is on YouTube and Twitter.
Honestly, I don't mind this Logitech G order.
That's good. I'm keen.
You can definitely type assignments way better.
When I play games, is there a way to set up the controller? Because I've never played with a keyboard before.
Yeah. Oh, you play for controller on this?
No, I don't. But
yeah, you can play. You can set up.
Oh, that'll be good. I really want to do that.
Xbox controller?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you just plug it in.
Oh, beautiful.
Or if it has Bluetooth, you can just do it wirelessly. Or you can get a little Bluetooth chip. It's like $12, and then it works wirelessly.
Beautiful. I think I'm gonna get the third screen because that'd just be like full autism.
I mean,
mode.
this is only like how much is this screen? Like $100 and something or $200?
Yeah, $100. Oh, that said though, it would mean that I can't film from behind there though. Yeah.
What do you mean? You just have the camera higher.
Yeah, true.
Actually, let's test. You have the camera like this.
Yeah, let's see. Hang on, I'll sit down. Actually, yeah, this is big. This is good. Like a kind of like a fucking a bass. That's good. That's good. It'd be like a kind of like based, like I'm in a fucking
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like a missile launch.
Yeah, like I'm in a like fucking missile launch silo. That'd be based actually.
I mean, we'd probably have to adjust this.
Yeah, I still have to adjust it a bit. People keep saying, "Who's the terrorist looking fella?" This is just my mate Chris, and he put on like a shirt over his head so he doesn't get identified on the stream. He's actually Italian.
Well, you've just identified me.
Actually, dude, that's a great. Wait, what are you balancing on?
Just on the screen itself.
That's perfect. Oh my god, I feel like we've actually like made it to another level. This is fucking powerful, guys. Steve says, "See you, folks. My beauty sleep is heading in." Thanks, Steve. Good to see you, mate. Thank you. Get this man a racing chair. I actually do have a racing chair. Hang on. Let me put my racing chair.
I like that chair there.
Yeah. Dude, I'm retarded. Is there a way? Hang on. I'll show you what my dilemma is. Thank you so much for your help, man. That's fine.
What time is it?
Like almost 12.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. So I got my gaming chair. Dude, am I retarded? See this? I try to like tuck the arms in, but it just like fucks up. Maybe I'm retarded.
What are you pulling? Something just pulled.
Oh, that. I just need to get a really good microphone now, and then literally the Drew Pavley show is fucking risen.
Are you on the Mac microphone?
Yeah, no, it only just went off just then because it logs back in and out of it. Fucking sucks.
You're using the wrong.
Yeah, I know. Because then what happened? I have to like basically do this. It constantly goes in and out. Yeah, it's so bullshit. I don't know, but we'll work it out. King, thank you so much, guys. Everybody thank Chris. What a legend. Yeah, fucking powerful. Okay, dude, hang on. I'll let you out.
But the thing is, it's not finished yet.
Oh, okay.
But it'll be done in a second. It's just installing still. Do you know how to set up everything and install like?
Yeah, the installation shouldn't be.
Install the drivers for the graphics card and stuff.
Oh no, I don't know. But I know you guys are tired. I mean,
you know what I can do? Just okay.
If you live nearby, you can just literally pop by for the morning.
I'll instruct you what to do.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Over the internet later.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
But you don't want to play on tonight, do you?
No, I'm not gonna play tonight. I'm literally gonna go to bed because it's nearly midnight. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I'll chat. I'm gonna let them out. Okay.
Okay. Installing because otherwise, like, if it doesn't, then it's gonna break. Like, it just needs to. It's pretty much done now. Oh my god, it's still off. Yeah. Anyway, okay, it's all right.
Okay, beautiful. All right, chat. I'll quickly. Sorry, guys. I'm just saying goodbye to everybody. 1 second. I'll give you a minute. Thank you everybody for staying. It's I think it's oh yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm about to. I think. Sorry guys, my connection. I don't know what's happened. Sorry guys, sorry. I apologize. I'll just quickly read some of the comments. Chris is the MVP. Literally saved everything. Got a beautiful setup right now. Now Windows updates, yeah. Yeah, all these advertisements of you botting on Kick. Now, guys, listen. We're about to hit midnight here in Australia. I want to thank everybody who's been watching. Pickles LeBlanc for the super chat. Fight Sport Talk for the super chat. Zerinthius for the super chat. Max Hooper, DCL XVI for the super chat. King of Corinth for signing up as a member. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you everybody who's been commenting. I really appreciate it. Very interesting. We set up the whole PC. It'll be really good for. We'll be doing a really nice PC, some PC stuff. Oh, Aiden just joined again. Aiden, I was about to head to bed, man, because it's midnight. But maybe I'm gonna do another stream. I do the stream every single day though, so I'll be back streaming tomorrow. Maybe I can stream to you tomorrow. I can bring you on again tomorrow, talk about the latest updates.
Let's hope it will be after Shabbat here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Well, whenever you're free. I mean, I do it every single day, so whenever you're free.
Yeah, sure. Just let me know ahead, and I try to somehow schedule.
I think your audio and your visuals are way better now, and the internet seems a lot better too.
Yeah. I figured it out. There was some construction in this hour, so it went down.
Yeah. No, all good, bro.
Next stream. Hopefully, next stream I will be in my private apartment, and then it will be much more smooth.
That'd be good. Let's hope for that. And yeah, I'll definitely cross to you for the latest developments in Israel. It's so cool that you came on the stream. We've been meaning to do it for a long time. I'm sorry that it was a little bit. I apologize if I was a little bit distracted setting up the PC and everything. But look, it's
determined. Let's see it.
Oh, look, it's very nice. We're gonna have it all. We're gonna have it all set up. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll be able to actually properly use it and everything. But yeah. Bro, Aiden, thank you so much for joining me. I might have to head now, guys, because I'm about to.
Just wanted to not to end it all sudden, just have some, end it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, thank you, Aiden, and thank you everybody who's joined in the comments and everything. I'll see you tomorrow for the Drew Pavlo show. Thank you everybody for tuning in, coming to you live from Australia, the Fortress of Righteousness. Thank you guys. All right, thank you, Aiden. Thank you everybody. Awesome. See you guys.